means to be a prodigy in the world of Valorant.
All that remains is for the game to start. Blades brandish, shields will shatter as we kick things off on Breeze. Heretics on the attacking side. An opportunity to completely eradicate memories of Madrid. Such a disappointing finish. But now they've gone so far. But the hardest step is yet to come. Benji Fishy trying to pave the way, following the dog, making their way out A. Tagged up by the walls, you see the spam coming through. First bit of blood goes the way of GENG, and the last of it does too.
Incredible pistol round from the start for GENG already. Looking poised, looking controlled. Yeah, they gave up all of that A space, but they were not afraid to fight that backside area as a team, as a unit. Lakia just lining up the shots right here. A job well done for the side of GENG to start things off.
Those are big moments that you want to get on the board early on. You know, we often talk about this, Dre. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. These are things where your mental will get tested. The depth of your strategy book can potentially get exposed. Texture's the one who's getting tested right now. Plucking Mood out of the sky. And of course, dipping in for a second, perhaps a third. But wisely decides to take a step back.
He was an imminent threat already. Not landing every shot he's taking, but just the pressure alone, making Heretics have to slow the round down.
It's enough of a threat. We saw Texture with the Marshall. You see a Guardian for Meteor and Charon as well.
Silent creep up all around the mid area of the map. Once contact gets made in this mid door, that's going to be the key for Boo to creep on up.
I take them out.
And creep into his death. Really no space to be found.
There's not many options right now for the side of Heretics.
Not at all.
Yeah, they have all the mid space. So at least they'll have some info of how GENG like to play some of these default setups of 3-2s for future anti-ecos. As I say that, a rain of fire.
Hang on now, these classics are not supposed to be winning these gunfights. Not at this distance, not against
30 seconds left.
Guardian on the other side. Can Heretics convert on this? Can they already make a mess of the situation?
There's a flank.
Player standing. Spike
Rian's
down.
getting
B.
caught, the spike not gonna go down. Patek's classic, the only thing standing between GENG and a second round win. It's a
10
big
seconds
ask
left.
early on. And there's just no way for Patek to get to this. He's not even gonna be able to get to the spike in time. He's just looking for anything that he can find, daring, wanting a fight, wanting to die. It wasn't the way he wanted to go, but he will go down. So GENG get their second.
Salvation for GENG. That was a nice round from Heretics to do a lot of damage, but even at the end there, the little things that are going to take us the distance, Doug. They give the kill to Lakia there. With that Sheriff now, look at his ultimate. Viewers can't see it yet, but he has 5 ult orbs online. He's only 3 away from that Hunter's Fury. There you go. And an Operator already online for the first gun round of Team Heretics.
Yeah, flash go out towards elbow, a little bit of presence B. Rian's making himself known.
Right here.
Well, again, these openers from GENG look so good right now.
Picks everywhere on the map, left and right. That Operator got online too. And yet again, a 5v3.
Oh, it's looking to double dip. Benji Fishy posted up on half wall.
Oh my gosh.
While Patek goes down. This
Last
has the
player
potential of being a
standing.
nightmarish start
Spike
for
down
Heretics.
B.
I mean, to go down flawless in your first gun round. When you imagine that you're playing for a grand final, this is not how you envision it to start.
Nerves can definitely be a factor in high pressure moments like this. And I think that's what we're seeing right now just from the start of Heretics, peeking individually one by one across the map. There was a pick B main on Woot. There's A main from Texture with that Operator. And then as well, just the solo peaks, B main after one after another. Just dropping like
30
flies.
seconds
And
left.
so Benji Fishy now just has to sit by and wait. Hope and pray that the round will come to a conclusion without being detected. And hopefully carry that Vandal into the next round.
But they're on the prowl, they're hunting him. And it's because their economy is going to be flourishing no matter what. Why not? Here comes first contact.
Bloodhounds
seconds
with nose
left.
to the ground, trying to hunt him down. Benji Fishy feeling all the pressure. He will get cleaned up. The blood will be drawn. A flawless round as GENG get their third.
Just dialed in is GENG right now. Starting off strong as ever. Just a pixel meteor.
Poison's gone.
The original member of this roster. He's been a part of the team since 2022. And he opened things up onto Woot of all players.
Yeah, to think about how influential Woot has been in getting this team to this point. Oftentimes putting together plays that almost don't look real. They almost look like they're defying the way the game is played. Challenging convention. You expect for if Heretics are going to have a really good shot at this, he's got to be online. Of course, he is the first out onto the site, finding cover in the smoke and now striking onto Munchkin. But Texture and Meteor again.
Strike down B.
He's not able to control the spray though. Benji Fishy lit up. He's the last one standing and will meet a similar fate.
And it was actually a beautiful exec from Team Heretics onto the site. But what was that shot from Texture? He meant to flick Woot, I believe, on the site, ended up taking out somebody else instead. I think it was Rians with a wall bang.
You take what you can get, right? I mean,
100%.
gonna take a look at that play one more time.
Look at this. This was ridiculous. Oh my.
Oh, I count your lucky stars.
Just obliterated the opposition in Meteor as well. 7-2 right now.
Full start so far. We'll
Yeah.
see how things look on the other side of this timeout.
Jet, fly safe.
Will be the second gun round for Heretics. And they need this one bad, Doug. They need this one really bad.
Meteor's getting active already, taking so much space. And then TPing away, feeling a lot of the pressure that's heading B. When you hear the drone come out, you know there's help that's needed. And of course, Meteor arrives on the scene at just the right time.
Just some spam through the smoke, seeing some of the chasers on the other end. But Munchkin, he gets plucked out by that Sova dart.
Where do they go off of this, though? They don't really have space anywhere on the map. Meanwhile, you look at the mini-map, Texture's already taken caves.
He's just gonna dial in on this angle, get any type of early info here. You imagine a jump spot coming through from the side of Heretics.
Or they just swing into it.
If they swing in, surely they'll get taken out. We're about to
Meteor-
find out right now.
Meteor used his ult on the other side of the map. Meanwhile, Patatek, there's the jump spot. A little leg shown. And now they think twice about it. This is a brutal spot for Heretics. They know that the Yoru just ulted on B. They've already gotten picked off on the other side. You know there's an op towards A. Much like we saw in the pistol round, Dre, there's not a lot of safe space here.
30 seconds left.
They are picking the right site though, Doug, and it's gonna be a little faint with the Skydog into A site, but it's not getting the value required, I don't think. There's 3 players of GENG here.
Lakia with an opportunity to make a massive play. Meanwhile, Texture on the other side, he was overwhelmed, but Meteor again delivers. Woot's left in a 1v2 with 10 seconds left. He's got the spike in hand. He's got to commit to getting it down low. And with 5 HP, nothing but a sliver, nothing but a little bit of spray will take you down. But Woot looking to find some success for Heretics, and he just can't either. A ferocious start for GENG.
A beautiful round for GENG. Meteor opening up the entry once more on that B site, just getting a spam kill this time through that Viper orb. And then what do? I mean, you're just stuck. You want to run into Texture's operator. He's going to take you out too. I mean, look at that. It's just the tracers onto Benji Fishy.
And that's not the first time we see him do that either. Those little spams through the orb, A main have just been so clean for Meteor. I mean, he's 10-3 right now.
Yeah, he's dominating the server right now.
And we expected Texture to be the guy, right? We talk so much about Texture and how he's going to be the answer to Woot and who's going to be able to challenge this kid, and it's Meteor who's just taking the show. Blades online, op shot rattles off. Doesn't connect. But can Woot find any success with his ult?
Saw how deadly he could be in that last series. That icebox clip is one for the books.
I don't think GENG are interested in reading it, though. Look at Munchkin again getting active, and again, it's Meteor who capitalizes. More than halfway to his ult again.
It's an unbelievable performance so far from the guy.
He just had it in the previous round, too.
And another disadvantage for Heretics. They're down 2 members once more, Doug.
Yeah, and they need to find a way to get some sort of success going, get some confidence going. Maybe it's in the hands of Woot, but something to kind of get yourself out of these stumbling blocks that you've slammed into every single round so far. Maybe it's Rian's, but now Texture showing that he can do a bit of his own. The blades come online, and Woot falls. It's just Boo now, and a classic at that distance, excuse me, a Sheriff. Maybe can deal a little bit of damage, but not even that. A 6-0 lead for GENG. Heretics have already called a timeout.
And knife for knife, Texture, best Woot in that Jet anime duel. It wasn't too crazy. Texture had the updraft still. Woot didn't have his. But still, moments like that, they sink into your head. Beautiful. Nice control, nice poise from Texture in that backside A. And he's been an absolute menace on A main. Just now, we're seeing him flip the map. He's gonna up in B main, get info there. He's now enabled. They're scared of Meteor. The duo in tandem just switching sites, switching positions.
I'd be scared of him too.
Especially with this little off angle he's holding, waiting for anybody to creep on up, walk right into the crosshair. Benji Fishy doesn't want none of that.
Woot just shot an op into halls to clear the drone, so now they know, at least they have a better understanding of what's on the other side. Woot wasn't able to find anything going with the blades. Maybe the op will tell a different story.
God, Meteor's just walked all the way down mid as we were talking about all that. So aggressive, the reposition in the mid round.
He's liked to play around this map. Remember a couple of rounds ago, he took this space and then TP'd back B. Now he's got the TP towards A.
Dog and Halls will get some value, but it's going to be the fight in mid that's going to be the deciding factor in this round, and Boo comes out on top.
Benji Fishy gets the best Munchkin on the other side as well. Heretics putting together a round, and it's about time. They've got plenty of money, but I can't imagine Texture goes for a 1v5 here. They're handing over the spike to Boo so he can get the spike down, get the ult online, carry that into the next round.
Spike planted. Is ready.
There you go, success found.
And they're in a tough spot right now because you want to hunt. It's a 5v1. But if you drop all your weaponry right now, you're not going to have much left in the tank. You're going to have a scrappy buy, light armors.
You almost can't afford to.
Yeah.
And so maybe they get one, and maybe that's when they decide to cut their losses. But as I say that, it does seem like Heretics are getting a little bit active. You've got the dart that just hit backside from Rien's to make sure that he wasn't there. Benji Fishy's also on the prowl. This is risky. When you're down this big, every dollar counts. And I don't think Texture knows. It's tough when you have so many angles you have to clear.
Oh, of course he knows.
Guess, is it just the right time? So Benji Fishy falls, but Heretics on the board. They got around, and they did so their own way, right? You think about it, it wasn't really anything crazy. They won their individual fights on different areas across the map. That bodes well.
Yeah, it was a slow and controlled round from them. It was the dog through halls that kind of distracted members of GENG and allowed everybody else to creep on up forward. Boo in that mid-orb fight, that was his first kill of the round. So you're 100% correct. The fan favorites, they take the first round for themselves.
GENG still with the Kozu lead, and Op still in the hands of Texture. Wood has his own.
Way more aggressive this time around is Texture.
That trip will keep him at bay. And then even if that's cleared, you've got a cam further up the hall. And the toggle's right on cue.
And the thing is, Doug, I think Heretics are reading into the fact that Texture has been opting towards this B main area because he hasn't been peeking A main like he has been doing the last, first 5 rounds of the half.
Sure.
So the macro game of Heretics are starting to understand how GENG are set up, and it's kind of been giving them the advantage, at least in that last round.
If they decide to go A, they're going to have to reckon with the 2 Astra Stars that are sitting at their feet.
I've got your trail.
But the Seekers invested, the wall goes up, and they've decided this is where they want to dance. This is where they want to try to find some success. Lock in with the Hunter's Fury out. It's going to be traded in kind by Rien's, but they're starting to get the kills they need. They've gotten 2. Karen's still trying to dance around the site. Keep a close eye on the minimap. Benji Fishy has gotten all the way up, and he might be able to cause problems. Now going through the door, Texture stuck on the outside, still lands a shot onto Boo. And now a 2v2 as the spike goes down.
Hawk out.
That flash is so good. Munchkin has to wait for Texture to join the party. He's so weak, 30 HP, no armor. And Heretics in a really nice spot here, digging their heels into the site. But with such little health,
One enemy
what can Genji do? Munchkin falls, that's the weak one that's left. Does anyone swing the op? Yes, it does, and it doesn't matter. Patatek puts a bullet between his eyes as Heretics get their second.
2 rounds in a row now for Team Heretics. And the deciding factor was the layered utility. Seekers, Dog, Dart comes out. Even the late drone that they still had from Rians at the end there.
Yeah, and the solo too.
Yep. So much follow-up utility to just
Enemy
smother
remaining.
everybody playing on the actual A site. And then the confidence coming back into the hands of Patatek, swinging into the Oppa Texture, who has been an absolute freak this map so far. Signs of life for Heretics. And now they're reading the map really well. Boo is doing a good job of IGLing. Once more, not hitting the site where the operator is at.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like they can see through the walls. As soon as the op switches back over to A, Heretics a step ahead of it. Decide that they want to take a different look, a different approach.
I think a lot of people out there, myself included, get so blinded by the fact that Heretics have these shooters, have these stars, that Turkish aim and whatnot. But they don't understand the level of macro these guys play at. They actually read the map really well. Their coaching staff does a really good job of prep.
Find some cover, Texture. They're looking for you.
And that's info gathered that the op is confirmed at A main. He's not pushed off of that line though.
Oh, and he gets dropped by Rians.
I'd love to see that one back.
Yeah. And again, Heretics finding success early in the round. Another numbers advantage. Surely he doesn't take his TP, right? That's a second one he sent down there. The first one was a fake.
30
That's a fake
seconds.
too. That's enough to slow you down and make you think twice about it. But Heretics now wanting to go B. Can they get past Munchkin? The spam is good onto the first and onto the second. Benji Fishy's there on the trade, yes, but it's a 3v3. It's going to be a flank on the other side. By the time he arrives, the round will likely be over. He can't get in.
What was that
seconds
for
left.
Meteor? The run and gun on the first kill. Consolidates his aim, secures the second. He's here to win it all, man.
Careful now.
Oh, Meteor caught by the trip. Benji Fishy showing that he can wield the op as well. But GENG will get to 7.
14 and 6. Second Yoru ult online and available. Here's that entry. Oh my gosh. Texture didn't even stand a chance, but it was the B anchors, the B setup, that clone following up. And then Meteor pushing all the way through. Smelling blood in the water.
Into the next we go. Op still in the hands of Woot.
Cutting through.
Carried over by Benji Fishy. Boo has his pit. Maybe they play around that here. That's just so tough when you think about Meteor's ult. It's such a good counter to that. Op trained and shot delivered. Oh, he gets a second. Dash still online. Halfway through. Heretics again have the door slammed in their faces, but Rians continues to push.
And it's just a freeze to the round now. Everyone grouping up. Bomb is alone in halls. But he's going to be met by the force of Lakia. Does he wait for his teammates to come up mid-door?
He's quietly put together a really nice map so far.
Oh,
Rian's getting close line on the other side. Boo not allowed to get into the site as the door gets toggled once more. They have found some passage out, but they still haven't gotten the main objective down. That's a big swing out from Boo as Lakia falls. Can he find anything else as he pushes around? What a shot from Karon. Another 3 for him as GENG gets 8.
finessing around backside A, protecting his teammate who was stuck stairs. There was the distraction again for GENG. They make you look at so many different angles as you're entering into these sites. And this mid, in the beginning, Meteor got contact from the tunnel, sent the clone up, while Texture was holding his elbow the entire time. And at the end here, Karon, the spray control. Looking so good.
We haven't talked about him a ton, but he's putting up a really nice performance as well. Everyone on the side of Gen. No, it's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. (12-4) for Texture. The op's still online. Currently posted up A.
Deploying the
This Molly, as soon as Munchkin can get some contact, does such a good job of delaying.
Yeah, it's just deny any rush off the barrier. That allows time for that Yoru TP to go all the way in the back of B side. So if they do actually commit, he can be there. There can be a third member there. As all that's happening, Lakia gets info on Benji, Fishy, and Halls. A triple shock dart bounce. That's not something you see every day.
No, I thought that thing was going to soar right past him.
He's got the angles down, the geometry.
Heretics quietly leaning towards A. Remember, Texture has his op, and it's looking that way. Another opportunity for him to strike into the hearts of Heretics once more.
Someone needs to break his dart.
A quick step back. Fox the dash. The flash through. Meanwhile, Boo's the one that falls. Texture gets the best of Woot again. He's had his number the entire time.
Down A.
GENG are obliterating Heretics on this half.
And the setups, they're just shining so bright right now for GENG. A smoke comes out in main off the dog. There's a suck to follow up. Nobody from Heretics can come out and support Woot, who just dashed onto site. There's a dart behind them as well that allows everybody backside to just get some free kills. I mean, it's just too hard to entry against a comp like this. You have to try to bait out some of this Astra utility early on. Maybe catch him on a cooldown. Maybe catch him so he doesn't have that suck available or the stun. And just like that, Meteor is slowly Texture is slowly creeping up to Meteor's score. 16 kills for Meteor, 14 for Texture. But it's all gonna rely on the controllers on this B site. Meteor is here to support.
Munchkin has gotten so much value here as well. I mean, forget about the dastardly duo of Meteor and Texture. Look at the value that Munchkin can provide, that Karen can provide. Another kill found. Patatek and Boo have to try to make something of this.
One enemy
But they've got them cornered, they've got them
Spike
surrounded.
down, B.
They know where they are, they're on the hunt. GENG get to 10.
Firing from all cylinders is
Switching
GENG.
sides.
Every single member pulling their part, doing their part in this. It was up to the controllers here, the double anchor. Meteor TP'd in, he didn't even have to.
Yeah, he didn't have to do much there.
Kara,
You know, a player that we talk about a lot, you think about his history and you think about his story so much as Lakia, and what a wild ride he's had. We've actually got an Omen player moment standing by as we get to pick his
season like with only one win. They were 1-3, they brought it back.
time to jump.
Made it all the way here to Shanghai, and now this is the half that they just seem to just own teams on. This is where they thrive, on this attacking side of Breeze. Munchkin calls such a good game here with this Astra. You'll see them deny a lot of info in mid. In the mid round, usually.
Sure.
And slow starts like this, always. This is the bread and butter for them.
Yeah, Patatek invested the dog at the beginning of the round, spotted where Karen was. And it seems like GENG want to lean back into it anyway, knowing that they've been spotted on some of the presence. I love this call. You make the Viper wall go up A. It suggests a split going through double doors. He might even put his body on the line to sell the damn thing. Benji Fishy falls, but look at where the spike is. Look at where the rest of GENG are. All attention turning towards B. They're going to waltz in, and Munchkin might win the round by himself on the other side. 3 kills found. He's a man on a mission.
No one can connect on him. He's like Neo.
Here.
And now he just holds bottom mid by himself. I mean, you're right. He 100% won the round by himself, but either way, the macro game went in favor of GENG this entire round. What can Boo and Rians do to consolidate, do anything? But Munchkin with 4, the IGL.
Not able to deliver on the ace. What a gift that would have been, but Lakia cleans it up. GENG get to 11. Heretics not finding really anything else on the second half either.
The slowest of starts for Team Heretics. I mean, their aim isn't even there right now. They need to just start getting any type of rounds they can. Any type of gun duels. I mean, Munchkin, he should be dying here for sure. But good on him with the movement that he had. The little left and rights with the Sheriff. It could be so powerful. I mean, 2 body shots. He gets a headshot there through the wall. But either way, Munchkin set that round up perfectly.
He really did. The call was exceptional. The execution was somehow even sweeter. You gotta go back to the tail of the tape as we put together this beautiful story of Texture up against Wood, and what a clash that would be. Wood is currently sitting at 4-12 or something like that. Meanwhile, Texture and Meteor, we've sung their praises so many times. The song has got to be like a leaky faucet in the minds of Heretics. But they might be able to close this thing, at least this round. They've got a pretty big numbers advantage. Locky and Meteor, the only two alive. They've dealt with one of this two-headed beast in Texture, but Meteor still healthy. Now taking some damage, feeling a lot of the pressure. He will get cleaned up by Woot, leaving Locky alone. A Guardian, but 20 HP. That's way too big of an ask.
And a Thrifty for Team Heretics. GENG, they did a good job early on using the drone, getting the info on a site. But Rians, he opened it up for his team. That Sheriff headshot right off the rip. That allows Woot to come in with that Marshall, just get a bunch of tags on players, make it actually a fair fight for players that are using the Sheriff.
Defeated.
All of a sudden, all you need to do is get a body shot.
Shot down.
Hit a couple there.
Yeah,
One enemy remaining.
that was a nice one.
It's big for Woot. That's big for Heretics.
We actually got this.
The vibes are still good, so if you're a Heretics fan out there, which I'm sure there are many and plenty, it's not too dim, not too gloom. Maybe they can yet sing a song.
It's the same dog we saw from the previous round. This time a little bit of a jump spot. Has to be really careful about trying to get out now. You know he's gonna have to do that 2-3 times and then still not really feeling safe about it.
Time to jump.
As all this is happening, there's been a complete walk down through middle.
They're all here. Munchkin can't settle the shots with the Sheriff.
Decent damage done, so a little worse for wear. It's 3-2 on an elbow, doesn't get much info. Benji just missing the timing. Maybe for good reason, but Meteor's giving a good reason for GENG to potentially steal this round away.
Is dead.
Patek on the exchange though. Oh, he's tagged him. I wonder if he can hit the spam. No. Camera spotting 2, spotting 3. Utility cleared, but space gained from GENG.
Spike planted.
And these are the scary moments when GENG gets onto this B site and Texture has this Guardian. He can really activate.
They're down in numbers, they're down in weapons, but this is winnable. It's gonna be big on Heretics to execute.
Dead fool.
Another one traded back as Boo falls. Oh, this is big. A flash in the face. Texture can't respond back. Lakia with the ghost spots the second, but can't deliver the shots. So Heretics will find their fourth. They're continuing to stick around.
Yeah, making it costly for Team Heretics. And GENG, they're very comfortable doing these anti-eco slow rounds where they like to feel out the map, and it's all because it paints a better picture for Munchkin later on in the half. You're gonna see him pull out all the stops in a match like this. This is it, this is the final. They wanna take this first map win, get the momentum in their favor completely, and the best way to do that is completely decimating your opponent on your map pick.
You saw Woot get a little bit active, get online. This last couple of rounds, a couple nice shots with the Marshall. Now with the op.
Here.
Now trained A.
Here.
And of course, that's where GENG's headed. A 4-1 approach, it looks like. That flash through. They normally invest a dart with this.
Next.
Yorwalt.
That's better than any dart you could possibly ask for, because who can find a timing? As he saw through. Oh, has to dash away. I thought he was gonna try to land the shots. Almost gets punished for the high ground. He tries taking. Meteor so far up here. What can Rians do?
Spike planted.
Playing close by as Patek has fallen. You've got Boo has joined. But they've gotten the spike down, and as you mentioned in the previous round, this is where GENG are successful. This is where they're at their best. Spam through the smoke. Boo falls as well. Benji, Fishy, and Woot have to force back to try to get this 2v5. But again, an impossible situation. So many things to consider, so many targets to find. Just too many. GENG map point.
Meteor is an absolute animal right now, Doug. Running and gunning, taking every timing he knows he can take. Off of the drone here. Didn't even need to see him. He heard the audio cue, the sidestep. Takes his time on it all. 3 on the round, and honestly, Karon, he was the one that opened up that entire round. He killed the rotated Patatek in mid. While all that commotion was going on at A main, that Yoruel getting all this info, Karon cut off the rotations. No cavalry could be arrived.
Lakia has this ult, Munchkin's close to his. Those two alone, I mean, those two can secure the map.
Yeah. This drone will get the info onto Woot as well to secure that orb. If they want, they're a little wary though, for good reason. They know they have gun advantage into this round. They know Heretics have to force up whatever they can, and these close range fights, that's where the main problem could lead. So a drone was used from the side of Rians into mid. Didn't really get any type of info, and GENG are more than willing to just wait for all the utility of Heretics to be thrown.
Another flash used, not getting any info. Patatek having to check it with his face. He's gonna get plenty of idea of what's on the other side. But you see them on the minimap, they're starting to creep in. The walls, the corners are starting to shut, but Patatek kicks the damn wall down. Rians gets in on it as well. Another round the way of Heretics, but is it too late? I mean, is it too far gone?
Can't help but feel like it is, Doug, but good work from Patatek slashing down the 2 players in A main with that stinger. I talked about how close quarter combat can favor that gun. And he played it to near perfection. Look at this replay right here. I mean, that's more than ideal when you're running that gun.
For sure. You gotta settle it just enough, and he did that.
So satisfying when it hits like that.
Patatek close to his ult. It's a big one too, as you think about how GENG like to play at the beginning of these rounds. Any info that you can gather is valuable. Decoy.
It's a faster approach from GENG. They've been sitting back for quite a bit of rounds. Meteor, I mean, he's so disrespectful right now, and I don't blame him.
Look at Woot. Oh, look at Woot. He tried doing the same thing. Both Sovas almost caught in their utility, but Lakia is the one that falls. And now the Seekers on the swing. Karon not able to get much more. There's no room for Meteor to get back to the spike.
That's it. Aggression from both ends, but Heretics come out on top. Patatek the deciding factor. Yeah, he team flashed Woot right there. But he at least secured the follow-up kill. Poor Woot, he was like, I had him, bro. Either way, that second shot, oh my goodness. That's the Woot we know. And suddenly GENG calling their first timeout. So although we were on a timeout, it's gonna be a little bit of a scrappy buy. Yeah. I imagine the main strat for that timeout is gonna be going into the following gun round. But a hero rifle buy this round for Texture, because he has the knives available next round.
Amalgam of a buy. Patatek flashes the guard over the top. They've been caught once more. Oh, but it seems like they're happy to take that fight, happy to get caught with them. Now the drone over the top from Lakia. Patatek still trying to hold the line with Rians over his shoulder. Now you're gonna have to deal with that again. An opportunistic swing up from Patatek, and he pays for it with his life. Now the Hunter's Fury, Rians will fall too. Boo and Benji Fishy left alive to try to convert this, and Boo's making a run at it. They've invested the neural theft. They've gotten info, they've gotten the pit out, and they're gonna rotate away.
And just Munchkin staying right here. Heretics have to keep one player there. That's why you see Boo just stuck. Like he's in mud. And now a late lurk that can be a thorn in the side of Heretics. Benji Fishy, he's wrapping around himself.
He might catch a timing here. All of his utility is still up, but it seems like they've managed to navigate the landmines and get to the other side, so Boo and Benji Fishy with a borderline impossible task put in their laps. But they're so weak. There's got to be a really nice timing up for Munchkin. What in the world? How did Benji Fishy hit that? Boo's gonna have to 1v2 here. He's got a Phantom in hand, but time is so short. He's got to go, and he's got to go now. One away from the pit, spots the first, understands where the second is, but he can't drop either. Breeze goes the way of GENG. Yeah, Heretics put up a fight. Yeah, they...
On this map with the Jet, and he does a really good job of being able to finesse around these chokes and get a lot of things done, especially on the attacking side when he entries in, especially towards yellow.
Oh, he's getting active again. Trying to get ahead of things. But Woot's the one who walks away with 2.
Speak of the devil.
That's as good a start as you could ask for. It seemed like GENG wanted to stop the momentum before Heretics could get to a fever pitch, to get to a swelling point. And of course, it's Woot who's able to cash in.
Proactivity punished, and that's a good sign for Heretics going into this Icebox map, because if you're already denying GENG that early aggression, it's going to make them play a little differently. And when you take players off of their game, I mean, that's when mistakes are made. That's when you have an opportunity to maximize on those mistakes.
You can tell for GENG there, the objective was not just necessarily to win the pistol, but it was to make a statement, because Breeze wasn't enough. But well handled by Heretics. Now they're going to flip the map, head back A, undetected by the turret. They've got one of their own. Benji Fishy's posted his up, but Karen's on the prowl.
Is he going to smoke it off? I don't think he has a smoke available to do so.
Yeah.
But that knife landing, that opens up the window of opportunity for the flank. Decides to not go for it, though.
Yeah, decides to go back mid and try to approach things from a more conventional manner. Meteor trying to post up sight. The dart is cleared. Woot is dead. A little bit more found for Meteor, and Munchkin getting in on it, but Boo responds with 2. Karen, who was the late flank, converts for GENG.
Meteor, once more, the anchor that you could wish for. That molly. I mean, it cooked Woot up. Guy couldn't do anything. Yeah, he got the first 2 entries into the round, but when he dashed onto sight, that Viper Wall decays you enough to let this molly get so much value. I mean, he had no chance to even swing. And then the second on top of it.
Last player standing.
Getting away with bloody murder. Karen so steady at the end there to secure the pistol round win, and that looked like it was all signs leading towards a Heretics win.
I mean, from the beginning all the way through, Texture again aggressive. I love the pace that GENG are playing this so far.
Yeah, even though they got punished on the pistol, when you secure a round like that, the confidence is back. Now you're willing to keep going for more. And GENG, they're reading into this. They're ahead of it, playing a bit of a retake setup on that A site. Boo!
Karen was the hero in the last round. He was the one who was able to secure it for GENG, but now sitting on the sideline, forced to watch, forced to wait. Texture's on the swing. The Marshall gets 2. And there's plenty more where that came from. But it's Meteor who takes one away. The spike hits the ground. Patatek and Riens will have to force this thing back, and they've gotten into a 2v2, but with Sheriff, so they're converting on this. Can Texture snatch this thing back? Can he avoid catastrophe early on? He's gotten 1. Riens with the dart, they know where he is. On the swing, into the Marshall, connects the shots. The Red Bull clutch in the 4K for Texture.
Texture on fire with that Marshall. He'll upgrade to a Guardian on top of it. What shots. That's exactly what you want as a Jet player when you're playing Icebox. You just keep going for broke, hit the flicks. When you're this close range with that Marshall, you can just opt to no scope. He only had one in the chamber there at the end, but he was so confident in that shot, in his abilities.
Breeze, Icebox, it does not matter. It's all the same. Texture will not be denied. And again, getting active. Again, looking to make a statement. Has to dash away with 25 HP. Thinks twice about the reaggress. I think part of the play was getting him involved there. Munchkin getting spotted by the drone. Has to give the space back, and Texture on the swing.
I mean, he's a madman. He's 25 HP doing that. He's stuck around for so long to support his teammate in Nest. And all of a sudden, a rifle swap. Now Munchkin, he has full HP. He's able to have that M4. Phantom.
These pugnacious protocols from GENG at the beginning of the round have been so smothering for Heretics. But yes, They're down in numbers. They have such a strong weapon advantage here, though. It's just the Phantom. It's just the Guardian on the side of the defense, like you were saying.
No way, right, Doug? No way.
No way. You're absolutely right. But Lakia filling in on the space behind it. Surely you're not expecting a second there. Crispy from Karan.
Revealing.
Lakia might be able to cause a lot more problems if the
30
timing
seconds
is right. We've got a little bit of utility, but it does not look like it will go checked. It does not look like it will go detected as Rians falls. Committing to the plant now.
Last player standing.
It's
Oh
all
my
on the
goodness.
move. Yeah, he hit another. Turns away the flash. He's getting spammed. Getting peppered. There's no way for Boo to go. Another round stolen away by GENG.
Doug, we are seeing a GENG that is so online and ready for this. They want it so bad. Karan there, getting the trade in market. And oh, this was that first kill. Oh my gosh.
With his
Look at this. Insta. The follow-up, Meteor, protecting the back and forth, and then
Planted. One
that-
enemy remaining.
just no chance for Patatek there.
There hasn't really been a chance for Heretics at all. Down 0-3 early. His spy's not great. You've got a hero rifle for Woot and a couple of stingers and sheriffs around it. Do they try to go aggressive again? Do GENG try to set the line of scrimmage a little bit further up? Of course they will. See the flash, you see the darts. 410 is theirs.
They're just staying here. They do not care whatsoever.
He's expecting the swing, procs the dash. And meanwhile, Karan over the top, getting the best of Woot. That was the hero rifle. That was supposed to be the firework in the round. Look at Texture's timing on the swing. And Lakia as well. Rian's able to get a little bit of something going on here, though. And they're all hunting. They all know he's there. Lakia's messing with him.
Spike down, attacker spawn.
They are different right now. This is a different GENG. We haven't seen this at all this tournament. They're running it down. Lakia jump swinging for his entire team. All 4 members are on top of the bomb right now, and Boo. He's gonna be left to his devices, but he really doesn't have much to work with here.
No, not at all. Still deals a little bit of damage onto Munchkin, but it's traded back. That Phantom is just getting the best of him. They didn't have the weaponry there. They didn't have the positioning. And honestly, given how GENG have played this, given how Texture just continues to answer the call for GENG, I don't know that the weapons would have necessarily mattered.
You're right, and the devs talked about it, that double flash re-clear setup that they do. This time it's not off the barrier. They feint that they're pushing all the way up. That causes a reaction from a drone to come out. The knife gets a couple tags, now we double flash. And it's just so hard to deal with because you can't turn. I mean, if you turn the KO flash, the Gecko flash is hitting you and vice versa. So it's just, it can be so difficult if you're caught in the open like that. And more aggression. Texture is so aggressive this series. Oh, wow.
12 HP left, but Boo was able to stand strong.
That was so close.
A little bit of the aggression punished. The question is, how did GENG respond on that? Where do they play elsewhere on the map? Meteor's gonna fall B, so they have now found success on both sides. Lakia, the one close by, you hear the orb was picked up. And now utility out. The flash over the top, the dart is there. Lakia able to stay covered behind the wall. You're not able to hide from that. You're not able to run from it.
Knife deployed. 2 suppressed.
How much more can they do? They've gotten the spike down, but Munchkin and Karan are so outnumbered right now. Spam not connecting. Munchkin manages to get away.
And yeah, they're just gonna go back, try to save that operator that got taken down early on for Texture in the next round.
Yeah.
Their economy is good though, so maybe you'll see Munchkin try to go for a couple exits. Get closer to that ult orb, but then if you look at the ult economy on the other side, I mean, he might not want to die at all because you might be feeding a KO ult, you might be feeding a Sova ult.
Yeah, you don't want to give those away.
Oh, he missed the jump for the up.
Unlucky.
I think he should be able to snag that one.
I don't know that you got to hurry.
Don't miss. Oh, he makes it.
Second time's a charm. He's able to grab the op.
Tell you what, he can't be doing that on the new map, Doug. Might fall to his death.
Take a look at that play one more time. Again, the aggression from Texture has caused so many problems for Heretics, but Boo, a really nice spot to respond there.
Yeah, a good round for Heretics. Spam through the smoke from Boo. Kind of just secured it. No retake being able to be made for GENG. Nothing to worry about if you're GENG, though. Your economy's still flourishing.
And the aggression continues to come. So bold, so disrespectful. Refusing to let Heretics find any traction.
And you don't expect the same peak twice. I mean, he got punished the last round. Why is he going for it again? That's what Heretics are thinking.
Because it's Texture. Munchkin getting overwhelmed there.
A little overeager on that one.
Yeah, that aggression starting to punch them a little bit.
Turrets destroyed.
And I think if there's going to be a way back into this map for Heretics, it has to be off of those things. They have to find a way to punch back.
Yeah, you have to punish.
Things slow down here for Heretics. They've lost Woot, they've lost their star, they've lost their go. A counter on the Thrash, and a counter on the Boo again. Benji Fishy getting involved. Meteor's gonna join the party late. One away from his ult. Spotting pad attack, not able to land the shots, not able to find lethality. But with Forest surrounding the site, Forest surrounding the spike. Meteor, no room is safe.
And this is a textbook play from Patatek specifically. When enemy teams have Thrash online, he'll use that KO ultimate to counteract it. This was that opening blow onto Woot. Really nice shot. But when he gets this kill onto Munchkin, it secures him that KO ult, denies the info being gathered from Lakia,
Yeah.
and then they're able to just overwhelm everybody on the site.
Again, Heretics finding a little bit of success, and it's much earlier in the schedule compared to what we saw on Breeze. It's a little while before there was any cause for hope. But now Heretics injecting a little bit of space into the situation. Starting to get a bully and starting to invest utility to keep that aggression back from Texture, who's sitting on the opposite side of the map right now. The lockdown used. Heretics now have a question they have to answer, and they don't have a ton of time to answer. Do you choose to fight? Do you try to clear it, or do you take a step back?
And if you go the other way, which GENG, that's what they want you to do, you're gonna run into Texture, but the double back from Heretics, it's a smart play so far from them. KO Dagger back and online. Munchkin will get the info. Tag onto 3 members of Heretics. The time is running down a little bit low here, Doug.
With 50 seconds left, I think a couple of options they can consider. Do they stay here? Do they try to flip? Yeah, there's a good chance there's an op on the other side, but the persistence might be a factor. He's invested in, and Lakia has a meal of it, but Heretics is there to respond. The lockdown will go off. Texture will show up, but he will be late. With op in hand and blades, in case he decides to invest, in case he decides to go for a play. They just don't have the same financial luxury they did before.
Yeah, and Heretics in these post-plant scenarios, they play it very disciplined. That's how they've been winning a lot of the matches they've done. Part of the fundamentals, part of that macro gameplay that I was talking about. And that's why you see Texture not even going for it. Had Heretics maybe pushed up a little bit and he got a kill, maybe that could be a window of opportunity. Pop those knives, go in. But they're not giving him anything.
Yeah, that 1v2 feels much easier to try to navigate.
Yeah. And it's a big contrast from the start of this match so far, Doug. Heretics, they were getting punished by that aggression from GENG. Now, they've slowed it down, they figured it out. Weathered the storm of all the utility and the swings on A site. And all of a sudden like that, we're within 1 round.
I think a lot of it has been them fighting fire with fire. I mean, Lakia could have.
He had such a good opportunity there to honestly secure the round.
Yep.
But sometimes the bullets, they just don't go the right way.
I mean, the roller coaster of emotions that this arena just went through was
Clicks through the Viper wall. If there's players on the receiving end of that, they do have a chance and they could mow them down. I mean, but Heretics, they're playing it very well right now.
Early dart cleared.
Oh,
Heretics are coming to life here. It's a very similar setup. It's been on Texture to send a shudder down the spine of Heretics. Now he's the one sitting on the sidelines.
what can Lakia do?
It's so quiet right now. Do GENG continue to reaggress?
And if they do, Benji Fishy's playing anti. There's 2 players, even Rians.
Yeah.
He's playing anti. And I think that he'll pop the Sobalt from all the way back here to catch out anybody in that lane of fighting.
Yeah, if they commit.
Yeah.
If they send. We've talked about how good this flash combo has been from Lakia and Munchkin. Knife giving things away.
I don't even think he meant to hit the knife there. I think it was for sight, but it works out in their benefit. It tagged both players. And that forces GENG to have to back up.
And Heretics will just continue to push forward off of that. They've got Boo with his pit, but he's a little bit further back. Knife clear, dart out, Heretics forward. It's just Munchkin who's playing backside. Lakia's a little bit further off, and he is the first to fall. Patatek with 3, Heretics with life. Flash on the swing around, another one spotted. Patatek more concerned with his positioning, more concerned with the problems he's able to cause from there. Still has a knife in hand. Median Karan forced to watch, forced to sit back. Because how do you get into a 2v4? And this is where the positioning was so good, but Karan's able to decapitate him. A 1-for-1 though, and now the Viper's the only one who stands. Tries to get away and can't. We're tied at 4.
Patatek's brilliance is shining through in this half. First the entry onto Texture, then the follow-up, breaking the dagger. That's the cue to just run it down on sight. Split Munchkin there. The aggression from Patatek, the explosiveness. He even ran all the way to spawn.
Let's go, Patsy. Let's go. Good job.
Even his team knows it.
Aggression again, Texture up high, Blades online, looking for a scalp and we'll find one. And again, the double dip. Can he take over the round? He's done so all series. He's found 2, and look at Lakia's position. He's got behind them. Boo never saw him, Boo never had a shot. But now position given away, and Lakia gladly takes the fight. Again, the aggression. Again, the offense. Rians. A miserable spot to be in.
Out of charges.
A 1v4, and yeah, it's pistols. But what a round win for GENG in the face of the momentum that was swelling the way of the attack.
I mean, GENG force you to take fights that if you lose them, the round is just over. How many times have they pushed up and fought A?
I mean, it feels like every round.
Almost every single round at some point. Maybe different timings. This time with the knives. Usually it's Woot that we see going absolutely viral with him. This time, Texture taking things into his own hands, getting the 2 for the 3rd to secure the round. And now he's able to get another operator online. GENG are ridiculous.
Another kill found. Another line drawn in the sand. 3 left on the side of the attack, and as soon as it starts, it feels like it's over. This response from GENG has been clinical. Fully committed to believing and trusting in the process. Yeah, they're going to be able to counter some of our aggression, but we're not backing down from the plan.
And that's so hard to do as a player, to keep that mental up.
I mean, it's human response and human reaction to pivot, to go to plan B when plan A isn't working anymore. But when you've got a star like Texture,
Full trust in the team, full trust in the game plan. You can reap the benefits of that. That's what we're seeing right now for GENG. They should be able to convert this round. I say that, but there is a Viper's Pit available for the side of Team Heretics. Boo, if he can get this one down, they might be able to maybe steal this one away and pull a fast
30
one
seconds
on
left.
GENG.
maybe a 3v5 with Benji Fishy hitting mid-late, but
Oh.
Spike down B.
I just don't know that there was really any way in. A flawless round as GENG get to 6.
Yeah, they tried to creep on up, try to get anything working for him. If they maybe got a trade there onto Munchkin, maybe there's a window of opportunity, but I mean, look at this right here. And he holds his ground. He stands tall like Maximus. So hard to play against a player that's this now. It just feels like GENG are just in full control.
Yeah, the clock is ticking and the possibility of a fairy tale ending just continues to get smaller and smaller.
Placing swarm grenade.
Into round 11 we go, 2 rounds separating them. 3 ults on the side of Heretics. 4, excuse me, and they're big ones too. GENG, again, with aggression, it's a little bit different. The flavor's different, but the outcome's the same. There's nowhere that Heretics can find safety. There's nowhere that they can find room to breathe. They've been squelched, they've been suffocated, they've been stymied.
They're so willing to just leave Texture on an island by himself. He's been popping off all game long. It allows you to have a 4-man setup on A early on and allows Texture to just enable in the mid-round.
Heretics tries to switch position on the maps. And again, the op you mentioned on the other side punishes, but they found a little bit of space here. But again, as soon as they find space, Dre, you're staring up a ridiculous mountain. Yeah, you got your one. Yeah, you got some space. It's still a 2v4. It's still a 3v5.
Let alone a Thrash invested on top of it. I mean, what can you do?
30 seconds left.
Boo with so many angles to cover, so many targets to find, so many things to consider. Paranoid tries to do what he can to fill the void, and there's the swing through the wall. Meteor, perhaps a little overambitious, perhaps a little aggressive, but it's still a song of success for GENG.
Playing together, peeking off one another. The synergy, the communication, it's all on point right now for GENG. You can tell by the gameplay. Catching players off guard, this little drop right here, no follow-up, no punish. But Karon, he's holding it the whole time. So yeah, Heretics tries, the swing was a little late.
One enemy remaining.
Just too much to ask for.
GENG faced heartbreak in Madrid. So close, the glimpse of glory that you mentioned, but fell a bit short. This is a team that's playing with a different level of fire, different level of ferocity. You've got the op over the top, Heretics down again. The ults have been invested, Heretics will join the fold once more. Once divided, now reunited. GENG try to hold the line, and if they try to flip back, if Heretics try to find safe passage to the other side of the map, Meteor's there. He hasn't been as ridiculous on this map, but he was a terror on Breeze. This time, not given a shot, not finding value. Texture's able to pick off Foot, but they understand now. The veil has been lifted. The hit is A.
Full focus forward for Heretics. GENG, they have a couple members here to answer back.
If they can get the pit down from Boo, if they can find a little bit of space, there's a shot at this. But Karon is one of his own.
Welcome to
Now green on both sides.
Planted.
Such little to be seen.
You should run.
And now the third ult invested. Just injecting more chaos into the situation. What can tip the scales? What can find some space? Texture dropping into the pit, dropping into the next half. Lock in a 1v3 with the pit still up, will fall. Heretics gets his third as Heretics get to 5.
Through all the calamity, it's Heretics of all members, the stand-in, to be at the top and get another 3K to secure that last round. Beautiful re-clear from Texture there, but Heretics getting ahead right here. The deciding factor for this Heretics squad.
Yeah.
He's won so many rounds for them in this half.
He was good on Breeze too. I mean, he was good on Breeze, he was good on Heretics. A lot more fight out of those Niños in this second map of this best of 5, but the need to, as they close things out and kept it competitive at the end of the first half, but it's not over yet. Still down 2 rounds. The ever pivotal pistol has to go their way. And now it's GENG, who again were so bellicose in the first half. Now it's on them, and they have a lot more room to be able to dictate the pace. A little bit of info gathered, but perhaps a false sense of security. Where that other player might be. Flash over the top. Benji Fishy not on the swing. Texture falls. That's a big one, Dre.
Who other? The man is still here. He's still firing.
Oh, you can run, but you can't hide. Lakia will hunt you down. Meteor getting in on it as well. Again, a pistol that's so desperately needed to go the way of the defense. It's just ending in a whimper.
Even the plant that doesn't get seen from heaven. Small things like this. It's all going their way. They're aware of all the possibilities right now.
Last player standing.
Nice trading on the site from Munchkin. And that dagger does connect on a boost, so that's full info gathered from GENG.
I mean, he even tried stepping it, just a little short on it.
Toxins going
Now realizing there's no way to go but forward. There's no option but to fight. A 1v3 has become a 1v2. But Karn saves the day for GENG.
Toxin screen down.
And when GENG sees something they like on the silent walk-ups that they do, yeah, they're still down numbers. They get close to you and they just explode and obliterate anything in their path. It's one of the hardest playstyles to play against. Because you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. If you peek into them, they can punish you. If you don't, they can silently walk up and then just smother you on the actual site.
Yeah, and then punish you. Yeah,
Yep.
You're right.
It's so difficult to play against right now. Every team has tried to figure it out. And they just can't. But Boo can figure out how to take the head off of Texture with that Sheriff.
Remember, he died at the beginning of the previous round too.
Poor lad.
Problem with the buy for Heretics right now is there is none. So they have to be so much more concerned and so much more invested in moving as a pack. Strength in numbers.
That opening kill for Boo could open up the retake for them, though.
Here.
Kind of makes you scared on the attacker's side. You don't want to go back and have to re-clear all that A main. If you do, you might get picked off as well. An early tap here from GENG, trying to bait out any utility, but nobody from Heretics showing a single damn thing, Doug.
Patient. Trying to lure GENG into fully committing. Trying to have them step all the way into the trap before they strike.
And Meteor, he's re-cleared some space at A, but the time is
30
running down
seconds
low.
left.
If GENG connect, if they commit onto this B, I mean, they're gonna run into a bunch of conflict.
Toxins going up.
You got Benji Fishy who's holding mid as well, so if the plan is for Meteor to hit a late mid lurk, Benji Fishy would have been the problem, but he's the first to fall.
Bomb's not down.
13 seconds left. They've got to commit. They've got to find a way to stabilize. Cauterize the bleed and capitalize on the situation. They're so weak, Dre. Balaki on the swing. 21 HP, no bullets left. They've gotten the spike down. Rienz is there. Munchkin, 1 HP. Can he be the architect to save the round? Can he put the pieces together? Can he build another clutch moment? Rienz and Wu with crosshairs trained will drop him.
What a round for Team Heretics.
Thrifty.
The poise to just sit there and not get baited by the first tap. Pat Attack had that molly the entire time. Once the actual bomb gets planted, that's when the molly activates. And the time just runs too damn low.
Take a look at the MasterCard Thrifty one more time. It was all the way of Sheriffs.
Enemy remaining.
What a beautiful hold. We talked about how they were trying to bait them in, slowly lure them in, tantalizing them in. And as soon as they take one step too far, it's over. So now 2 rounds separating the two. Now it's on GENG to try to replicate some of the magic that Heretics just hit him with. Just pistols.
A good dink with the pistols onto Woot. He's gonna be forced back now, so that's some space gathered at B.
He's still been quiet. But Heretics are in this fight, in spite of that.
Yeah. He did get 2 kills in that last round, so maybe that is enough to be that spark, that fuse of lightning. As I say that, it's Texture to diff him again.
Woot looked like he had the fastest hands in the game this tournament. There's nobody who could stand to him. Nobody quicker on the draw. We're watching an entirely different player here. Heretics will try to hold them back, though. A lot on the shoulders of Patatek. Re-ents around the corner. And the cutting of noise. Force Heretics to think twice about this here. They've invested the Thrash. Re-ents will get tagged. Patatek up top. Can he find some space? Yes, he can. Only one kill found, though. How much more can he do? Not much. He will fall. They can't settle the shots. The Sheriffs again are a problem. Boo in a 1v3. Munchkin has upgraded a weapon, but the amount of utility, the amount of health that they have in aggregate is so low. And that's a big delay from Boo. With 13 seconds left, he's got to commit to it. He's got a firing squad around him. Secret Service to protect. Mission accomplished. But now you hit phase 2. Now you need to drop Boo. As he creeps forward, quietly slithering his way into the site. With no one to detect, no one to delay. How much more space can he find? Utility cycled up. Forced to sit back on the other side of the wall. And now he's spotted. Now they know where he is. He's able to spot one. The other two are weak. 40 HP amongst both.
Toxin screen down.
As Boo has to make a play. And it's a back-to-back MasterCard Thrifty. This one the way of GENG.
GENG, constant fire in the face of failure. They bring that one back.
Placing swarm grenade.
Texture with the opener. A beautiful peek. And the trading on site. Patatek, he was looking so good in Nest. No utility hitting him the entire round.
Not like this, man.
That's exactly how it happened, brother. And so again, now 3 rounds separating these two. 2 rifles in the hand of Heretics. But Woot with no armor. Boo's already dead. The hopes of the round rest on porcelain prospects for Heretics. The dash through, the flash over the top, the swing from Texture is too damn clinical. And now they can turn their attention on getting the spike down. Now they can turn their attention on assuming their post-plant positions. Just when it seems like Heretics have a spark, just when it seems like they found some footing, the rug is pulled out of under them. But Rian's with that Vandal, light armor, making a run at this. He's gotten his one, already tagged up though. On the swing, Patatek getting in on it. We're gonna have it again, aren't we? A 2v2. Karen spotted. Rian's has to go though. Trying to turn the flash. A great shot from Rian's again. Can Munchkin clutch it out? He's got the shots onto him, but it's another. Rian's with 4. The defuse comes through. Make that 3. Back to back to back.
This map just keeps delivering. We gotta run that one back.
Neutralize.
A 5v3, it looks so promising for GENG.
Enemy remaining.
What a spark that kid has been. Rian's has been, I mean, Rian's has been quiet sometimes throughout this tournament, but what a cornerstone. Ooh, getting tagged by some of the utility, not able to take the aggressive line that we saw Texture strike from. But does he try once more? Not able to land the shots. Texture's blades. So accurate, so deadly. Now they've invested the Hunter's Fury as well. Lakia falls.
Spike down.
Texture dancing around it, staying alive. Now a little bit of cover, a little bit of time, and a little bit of space. That doesn't feel good.
Spike planted.
Not enough to find a kill. How do Heretics attempt this retake approach?
Beautiful dagger.
Who has an op? Oh, it's Rian's again!
Bomb grenade out.
Meteor creeping forward. You see them starting to take a quick step back. Karen probably has a lineup. Woot's got the shot. Meteor's dead, but so is Woot.
Last player standing.
It's a 1v3 now. Whoa! Is able to get his one, but Benji Fishy stabilizes.
Rian's the backbone of this roster. He's so clean on the Sova, especially on Icebox.
Oh no, you don't deserve.
He's doing it again, Doug. This man is an absolute phenom on this map.
Stay calm.
The instincts, the intuition, all there.
One enemy remaining.
Someone who we haven't seen activate or be online quite yet has been Benji Fishy, but getting 2 in that last round. That secures him that Killjoy lockdown.
And then to the defuse at the end, you're right. Rian's handed it over to him. Now they have that tool in their arsenal to play around. Boo also 1 away from his pit. Knives traded and information gathered. Patatek was tagged by that. Boo trying to be aggressive. He's trying to take a page out of Texture's book. What a shot.
Almost got punished.
10 HP. You can't pen that your way. Not with what Texture could do. He continues to push forward, but Rians and Benji Fishy hold the line. They stand strong. He's gone backside though. The spike is out of reach, and now they've got the lockdown they have to reckon with.
Easy does it, easy does it.
GENG will have to take a step back, wait this thing out. Now they go. 4 up on the side of Heretics, but Boo's playing elsewhere. Concerned about the late flank.
He needs to be careful here, Doug. He's playing a little too aggressive with this HP that he has, but he's living for long enough.
Playing to win. Not playing not to lose. Playing on a knife's edge. Benji Fishy and Rians keep him back. Munchkin a 1v3. The situation was dire before, and it's somehow gotten worse. Heretics knocking on the door of tying us at 9.
And he's gonna have to save here. They have no money going into this next round. And while we have the time, I don't think Heretics are gonna go for this hunt.
10 seconds left.
GENG had full control this round. They were surely about to convert it, but Munchkin hit a team flash on 2 of the members that ran through that Viper wall. And that was the deciding factor to buy enough time for Rians to get out, for Benji Fishy to come back in.
We'll see if we can take a look at it again, because if that's how it went down, that's heartbreak.
A micro mistake. It connected on Rians, but also connected on that flash right there. That flash blinded Lakia and Texture. They had him dead to rights.
One enemy remaining.
And then the kills on the other side, the punishment through.
Now a cause for conversation. It's a different type of energy.
Remember, GENG has made it this far in the tournament, undefeated. Yeah, they've dropped a couple of maps, but they've looked unbeatable.
At what point do Nightmares of Madrid creep up?
Gotta wonder if it's happening now. Benji Fishy falls. Meteor's been so good. He's only got 5 HP to his name now. And he's stuck. He's got nowhere to go. The orb goes up as he tries to cross, but he plays his time perfectly. They thought he'd try to get away. They thought he was stuck. But in fact, the trap was his. Now a flash forward, Patatek on the turn. That was ridiculous. Not able to steady the shot, so.
Spike down A.
This match is insane.
If Meteor's able to buy his time, he could be the one to secure the round. With the 5 HP that he's had for what feels like an eternity.
Wait, Rians is actually dialed in on this.
He's watching, he knows, he's ready. Meteor's dead. But still a 2v2.
Silver Dart available.
Munchkin 5 HP. There's the dart.
Revealing area. Found them.
One
What value
enemy
can it
remaining.
find? Holy smokes. There was nothing to clear it. And so Munchkin pays for it with his life. Lakia with a bulldog. In a 1v2, he gets his one, but Rians trades. On the other side of the timeout, Heretics still continue to win.
Rians is on fire.
Rians has been on fire, man. And there's nothing GENG can do to extinguish it.
I mean, they tried their darnest. They got the first 2 kills, the third on a Patatek on the site. But Rians with the awareness, holding Meteor down. Meteor just can't quite connect. And that dart getting so much value. The insta trade, Lakia had no chance to transfer there.
Let's go. Oh my god.
I mean, it's just been a bloodbath in the server. The back and forth. Both teams, they don't even require full buys to make it close.
4 in a row, the way of Heretics. This time it's Boo who's gonna get pushed. That one way will only buy you so much time. He gets the pit down. And it's been traded, of course. Venn diagram in green goo.
But Doug, there's so many ults available right now for the side of Heretics. They can create so much chaos right now.
And it seems like they're succeeding in doing so. Texture's the first to fall. Patatek! He knows he's there, spotting the gun barrel. Lakia punished. Munchkin crumbles. Meteor left alone. In the face of the pin, in the face of 5. He falls as Heretics thrive.
And you can hear the crowd roaring.
The tech is only as good as their skill, and that we have some beats.
5 rounds in a row. You take a look at it one more time. You called it, Dre. All of the ults that Heretics had to invest. And then, of course, kills like that end up being the difference maker.
Enemy remaining.
They look sleepy on Breeze. But holy smokes. Those kids have woken up.
Such a mind-blowing half. And they're not done yet.
5 in a row. Heretics with a 2-round lead. We've got a fight on our hands. Patient on the swing. Texture not able to punish. 20 and 15 from the star.
Jeez.
But the demand for more is so great. This is a really nice position from Meteor, but he's got the alarm on the other side. It doesn't matter. Catches Benji Fishy with his pants down. Boo on the swing. Genji falls once more. But they've kept it competitive. They've gotten into a 2v3. Meteor's 1 away from his ult. Settles the shots on 1. Too many targets on the other side. Munchkin forced to make a monumental play here.
Does have the Molly online, so if this tap comes through, they'll have to use that Molly, and that will allow Heretics the opportunity to just swing together here.
There's the tap, there's the Molly. Boo and Rian's waiting for the challenge. The orb goes up. It's all a guessing game now. There's not a lot of time here. He's got to hold this. Oh, is there enough time? It's gonna be close. Oh, it's so close! On the edge of their seats, Heretics take us to map point.
I cannot believe how close these last rounds have been. I mean, yes, Heretics have taken away the last 6, but it's been down to the wire every single time.
One enemy
I mean,
remaining.
.06. The thinnest of margins.
It's preposterous.
Let's go!
An op in the hands of Woot. Still quiet, but honestly, at this point, who gives a damn? What a half from Heretics. Genji have a couple of tools, though. They have Meteor's ult, they have Lakia's ult.
But if you're Heretics right now, you might read into this. They've gone B the last, 3 rounds in a row. And they've gotten stuff denied.
Yeah, I think the interesting thing here, though, is Patatek, he's got his ult. Think about how many times we've seen it already. As soon as the Thrash goes down,
Flashback.
Patatek responds with his own.
Exactly.
And I wonder if that's what they're looking to bait out here.
Initiated.
First to the lockdown.
We've seen him break this before. Is he going for it again? The Molly connects. Is the shot gonna land? It breaks!
And they still have the safety valve of Patatek's ult. Lakia hanging on to his for now. But understanding the game of rock, paper, scissors doesn't go your way. Spacing a little awkward there as Texture tries to find a little bit of room to work. A little bit of space to get active. But he will fall. The tap, the first. Almost all members huddled up onto the side, but Heretics get him down to 2. Can Munchkin deliver a miracle? He's been spotted, he's been hashed. Team Heretics are not done yet.
Defensive side, so that is the change. But the question is, Will their defensive side now lack? Because that Cypher, he had so much value controlling a bunch of different areas of the map, playing at 2 spots at once.
They're going to get tested. GENG had a field day with aggression at the beginning of Icebox, and they caused so many problems, but
Enemy mark.
we'll see if it's a bit of the same. Lakia's drone clearing out mid, finding a little bit of space and getting any info that it can. But all this Killjoy utility, Dre, it's posted up. Hey.
Perfect for Benji Fishy, the turret as well. We've seen Boostio do this quite a bit. Saw him do it at Champs, actually.
Texture doesn't feel good here. He's taking 70 HP. Yeah, he's swung. He's found safe passage, but he's been put in a corner, now finding space, now getting out. GENG looking really good on this pistol, and they don't seem to be slowing down.
That's scrappy on the actual site. A bunch of players running through smokes. Woot will convert that kill on a Texture.
Got a little messy there. Woot deciding that he wants to take a different approach, and Lakia is a step ahead of it. Meanwhile, I'm not really sure how that happened. Pen that through the wall.
Oh, he saw him.
He's got to hit the shot, dashing to his left, trying to fire to his right, and a little bit more spam.
Planted.
What seemed secure, what seemed safe, is now up for grabs, is now unsettled.
Player standing.
Woot with 22 HP. He's gonna have to clutch this out, but again, they've got him surrounded, they've got him dropped. GENG get the pistol.
I mean, a flurry of bullets everywhere for Woot, getting a bunch of tags, getting a spam kill. And he's kind of online now, finally. I feel like Heretics have been waiting for him. Maybe now that he realizes that his team can do it without him. Allows him the space to breathe and actually just commit on some of these nice shots that we know he can hit. That being said, yeah, that was insane.
Done.
That being said, GENG, they did a really good job of not falling early to those mollies of Benji Fishy.
Yeah.
And wrapping the site, going in and out of the smokes. That little bit of finesse, it goes the extra mile for them.
That Texture played that so well.
Yeah, he lived for so long.
He's got a Guardian in hand now. That knife on the other side of the map by Tatatek, not going to tag anything.
And GENG, it was the anti-eco that didn't go their way in the last map that kind of gave life to Team Heretics. So you have to believe that they want to convert this. They need to convert this.
Give them an inch, and they'll take the whole damn map.
Yeah, and on a map like this where you really need to salvage as many rounds as you can on the attacking side, I mean, it's going to be even more crucial than ever. Good utility being used so far to delay any flood from heaven.
Booz was in a really nice spot, but he cannot stand in the face of the Vandal. So knife will be invested out, still just pistols for Heretics, not really able to do much else. We got Woot with the Sheriff.
Spike
A
planted.
little nice bit of HP.
No spam kills this time around, though.
No. Now Rians is going exploring a little bit. Much to his dismay, he'll be met with an alarm bot on the other side.
Yeah. At some point, he's just going to go for the exits. Lakia picking up kills, Texture picking up kills. Woot still going strong. Whoa!
Yes, he is. He's gotten 2. But he's going to have to close out in an ace fashion if he wants to win this. Time is short, too. He's gotten 3. But Karen stops him. GENG get their second.
Nicely done from GENG from the beginning of that exec. All the utility was really good. Setting Texture up to get that kill onto Jenny with that dagger. But Woot, he's 6-2. He already has knives online.
You know,
Viewers can't see it quite yet.
we talked so much about Woot needing to come online, Woot needing to be the spark, and Heretics showed us on Icebox that they can win in spite of their star struggling. The problem right now is he's the only one performing. He's the only one with kills on their side, and yes, it's early, so you can't imagine that will remain the case for much longer. Boo had a shot at it there.
Yeah, one-way disrespected from Karon there.
It's the GENG way.
Oh, this silent walk-up. Perfect dagger. But they all dodge it.
And Patatek gets dropped, and now they can go forward with free mobility and free utility. Texture falls.
There was no follow-up from his teammates there.
He was the only one able to get out. You're right.
Yeah, there's a disconnect right now, maybe in the communication or what was being said in the comms. Something not going the way, and all of a sudden, Heretics, I mean, it looked dire for them in that round. Had that kill gotten converted or even traded, that would have been a free A site. Now they're forced to walk into the blender of the Killjoy utility. See if they're aware of the Molly's lane with that alarm bot. If they're not, I mean, this could be disaster.
Turret cleared. More to come. Benji Fishy not getting tagged by the knife, so his utility is still in play. Tries to clear the drone. The flash goes up. Meteor is behind him, and he has no idea. And even if he knew at that point, he was so blind, he was so deafened, he never had a shot. Now they can turn their attention over to B. Not concerned, not worried about the utility. It's easier now. Woot's playing on the other side of the smoke, dashing forward, but Meteor's there to greet, Meteor's there to wait, Meteor's there to punish. Woot falls, Rians does too. Meteor gifted. And now Boo in a 1v3. He's got the rifle, but the rest of his team doesn't have the finances. They don't have the funds. And so he has to take a step back.
I'm here.
And it's brutal. Getting bonused by the attacking side. All of a sudden, you know, GENG have a chance to get to that 4-round mark. And for a lot of teams on this map, that's a W in itself. They have a bit of buffer to play around with, play around the map. Munchkin, that was a great setup for Meteor there, going all the way up mid. It wasn't too pretty. The shots didn't quite connect at first. But the follow-up utility, I mean, he secured it, and then that built him the confidence to close out the round.
I mean, that kill from Texture at the very beginning was...
Yeah, that was cold.
They dodged the knife. They're able to drop Patty down from up there. It was perfect.
Yeah, not even just him. All three members dodged the knife.
And
they
all
swung together. That was beautiful.
They knew what the plan was. They knew what their approach was. And they executed it to perfection. Heretics broken by.
And they're setting up an updraft play here with the knives. Maybe off of an Omen flash. Does he go for it? Dart Omen flash to combo with it.
He's getting
Here we go.
There's the high ground. There's the flash. But Munchkin swats him out of the sky. Yeah, they're able to get their one. Now pushing forward. The spike getting planted. And again, GENG with control. With room to work and Boo dead. No thrifties this time. GENG in firm control.
Oh,
That's all right. Nobody saw that.
a little bit of an awkward dance there.
3 remain for Heretics. 2 of them coming in through spawn, and all 3 of them crumble. 4-0 the way of GENG, as you mentioned, on attack.
Yeah. One of the best starts you can have on a map like Ascent. And GENG, the desk was right. It's one of their best maps. Yeah, that's disgusting.
I mean, he wasn't even necessarily looking.
Nah,
All reaction.
those Overwatch players, they're built different, Doug.
Just cold.
They're used to plucking things out of the sky, having to flick left and right. Munchkin, he had a rough last map. Josh was talking about how he didn't convert any of the 1v2s that he had. More disrespect shown in A main. Patatek will punish.
Oh, yes, he will. Benji Fishy, not satisfied with sitting back and watching. Gets active, gets involved. Will also reap the benefits. And it seems like Heretics will get a round win. In flawless fashion, Patatek with 4 as Heretics are on the board.
Yeah, an absolute crisis was just avoided with winning that round and winning it cleanly. Now they have an opportunity to build up the economy. Patatek, man, I mean, I feel like he was one of the deciding factors in the win on the last map.
I would agree.
He started off so strong on that attacking side. He was the spark that his team needed, the spark that Rians needed to be able to be set ablaze.
Don't worry.
And although Rians is sitting at 0 kills right now, he does get that Odin online. We've seen how overpowered it can be on a map like this, especially towards that B site, spamming through all the walls. Even if you don't get a kill, you get all that chip damage in.
Aline A. Patatek holding the line. He's got his ult, but Munchkin does too. Traded in kind. Munchkin pushing forward, getting the best of Patatek. Is he expecting Boo on the other side? Yes, he is. Oh! He gets 2! Not able to convert on the 3rd for Benji Fishy! The 1-2 punch is too good!
What spray control from Benji Fishy. I was blessing him last time with my words, and now he's done it again. the transfer, the entry here from Munchkin, it was so good, it looked so promising. But it just got stripped away by the multi-kills from the 1-2 punch you mentioned.
And you can tell Munchkin, as soon as he goes through that door, check switch. But it was a sloppy check.
Yeah.
It was undisciplined.
He second-guessed himself.
And that's all it takes. I mean, these tiny margins for error. Unreal.
Yeah, on Icebox, it was that pop flash that he did that connected on 2 of his players. Gave all the momentum on the side of Heretics. This time around, that little half check. Gotta feel like he's kicking himself in the leg for that one.
There's no time to think about that, though. GENG made a little bit of noise while they let Meteor sit and wait. But now eyes towards B.
And the problem here is Texture has no dash. So he's gonna be met by a flurry of bullets. I say that, but that tag might just be enough to gain the space.
Oh, Riens handles that beautifully and then drops the dart, ready for the spam. Texture can't get out. He can't get in. What a play from Riens. The spark on Icebox. Now a full flame on Ascent. And then pad attack.
Down mid.
These
30
kids seem
seconds
like they
left.
can do no wrong right now. Oh, where is he gone?
Alarm bot's still up at mid.
Oh, Blue's got utility out. Punished. Meteor finding the right time to strike. And now attention divided with 13 seconds left. Karen's got to go. He doesn't really have time to think this through. He will fall at the hands of Woot.
That's what I was talking about, that early dash in the A main. There was no kill off of it, so now in the mid round, in the late round, when you're trying to flood on a site, that opens up the opportunity for this Sova Dart to just get a tag on you, and that Odin. That was the demise of Heretics, so now they're taking a page from G2's book. Playing up close in the beginning, the spam game, flooding into back site, using utility. Pad attack, if need be, can rotate over, throw the pop flashes over the top.
I'm so impressed by what Riens did there. If he gets tagged by... An op online for Woot.
Op Odin.
What a brutal thing to have to deal with.
Yeah, 1-2 punch of its own, and it's all light armor on the side of GENG. 4 players tagged by that dagger.
And of course, oh gosh, I thought he was gonna fight, man. I thought he was gonna swing.
Just that little flash alone gives him all the info, though. He didn't even need to peek with it. He still heard, what, 2-3 players fully blind, just spamming away. That might set up some future kills in other rounds.
Stills one more flash.
Cover going out.
So if he decides that he's not satisfied, he can take another shot at it. But instead finds comfort in the smoke.
Beautiful entry from Woot.
Texture again can't find a way in. McCarron has. Oh, but he still can't capitalize on it. Woot is alive. Woot has awoken.
He peeks through the molly, Doug.
Unreal. Just so confident, so bold.
That's savage.
A 5v2 now, and it feels like the tables have turned.
Player standing.
How often, Dre, did we see throughout this series moments where the round had just started and then all of a sudden GENG's up 5-3, 2-4, things like that? I mean, the script has been flipped.
If you give Heretics an inch, they're going to take a mile, maybe more. Munchkin will take out the first member of Team Heretics, and he does have time to get the bomb planted, but in these moments, Heretics on the retake, they're not likely to just give you free fights. They're going to go together. They're going to use whatever utility they have left in the round. I mean, they still have a drone.
Yeah. They're so disciplined.
What is that? Here comes the drone.
And yeah.
And the tag, the peek from Woot, securing the round. He opened it up. He re-swung in through the KO molly of Munchkin. He's got his mojo back, his swagger back.
Then also, I mean, Karen getting lit up, can't do anything about it. That peak was perfect.
Oh, even that shot. All he saw was the hair off Munchkin's back.
He didn't even need the light up off the drone.
This is ridiculous.
So we're tied at 4. And they've all come in bunches. The timeline tells the tale. 10 and 4 for the Star with op in hand. 3 members. Texture being one of them, considering the peak right here.
Oh my
He's just on the other side of the box. Does he jump peek?
Here.
He's scared to.
Wood is also giving up the line a little bit.
A dart used in a main for Lakia, so
Careful.
unless GENG invests the drone into this round to clear out mid, it should be a free first blood for Woot. That dagger lands, but you might think he's a B main or something. There is the connection.
It was a slow burn, but Texture falls. Munchkin on the counter punch though, as Woot finds another. The smoke, the dash stays alive. Number still the way of the defense. GENG, just feel like they've been spinning their wheels the last couple of rounds. It's not from lack of effort. They've gotten this thing competitive. They've gotten it down to 3, but of course it's bad attack.
Here.
Spike
planted.
down. Lakia has delivered on this very site before. Can he do it again? It's not the same weaponry, it's not the same position, but the demand is arguably greater. Lakia down, getting one.
Remaining.
Karen finding another. Can they win this 2v3 back? Rian's 1 away from his ult, but has 2 targets to find. Time is short, the drop is there. Karen gets his 3rd. GENG take the lead back.
Karen carrying the team right now with Lakia. The Omen flash, the TP. Who had too many targets to look at. He couldn't fixate on one. And then Lakia, who just slowly crept out of that site. Job well done
Can't use that.
from the boys at GENG. And Woot, I mean, he's looked like a completely different player on this map.
Remaining.
Karen, oh man, he did such a good job in this round. Biding his time, not giving Woot anything, and then striking at the precise moment that he needed to.
Converting a 2v3. Into the next we go. GENG with 1 round lead. We've got a couple of ults coming online very soon for the attack. There are plenty on the other side too.
Do you think they're ready for this move from Patatek and Wine? We've seen GENG try to disrespect that one way quite a bit.
We've also seen GENG be really sloppy sometimes.
Oh,
Here.
No second charge, no second swing. Nicely done to conceal the op.
Right here.
You assume, but now that you're the Vandal on the other side, they're gonna rotate back into it. Woot's got a line. Woot's got a shot, but it doesn't land. Box a dash. Do they dare swing into him? Surely not.
so confident. Lakia is going to drone him off as he should.
Sight.
But now there's a turret still there that you have to break, and he's still holding his ground. Doesn't connect.
Tries to strike onto the 3rd, the 4th, and it's the shorty that delivers. Rians gets his. There's a casualty involved, but it doesn't matter. Because the round seems secured.
30 seconds left.
Lakia, 1v3. Or else Heretics are knotting us up at 5 apiece. He's close to the spike, but time is of the essence.
I have the spike.
He has no choice but to go forward. The problem is, forward is not safe. Forward is not secure. We're tied at 5.
Woot absolutely overwhelming the opposition. I mean, he held his ground so much. At first, all the way pushed up B main. Gets tagged by the KJ turret of Meteor and the swing of Meteor. Then goes all the way back up forward, falls all the way back to here, and does this.
Get out of my
Plenty of reasons to smile.
Rian just had to take him out. He's like, yo, chill out, brother.
That timer's not moving, Dre.
Uh-oh. Trying to take a glance on the stage.
They die hard. And so we are back into the action. Valorant fans rejoice. The delay is over. Tied back at 5. You've got 2 rifles on the side of the attack. Meteor 1 away from his ult.
here.
And And they've put Patatech back in line now.
Yeah, GENG never cleared him out in the last round. That allowed the quick rotation and the Sova ult setup from Rians in the previous.
Do they clear him? That crosshair certainly is trained that way.
They're not clearing him, Doug.
Ah, they're looking.
They're looking, but they're not clearing him, Doug.
Oh.
They're not clearing him, Doug.
Oh no. Oh no. He gets his 2. Almost gets his 3rd. Meanwhile, the Alper at the top not able to connect the first time, but Woot does not miss twice. Again. As soon as the round starts, GENG are on a back foot.
These are mistakes GENG don't usually make.
But we saw it a couple of rounds ago. Remember the hit, the check switch? It's the same idea. These little boxes that are not going checked.
And they're paying out dividends to Team Heretics.
30 seconds left.
The feet of Texture will be seen, doesn't get tagged up. This would take an absolute miracle, but he might get the opening right here. Can't even get one as Benji Fishy cleans him up. 6-5, the way of Heretics.
And the last round of the half. We'll take a look at that one more time. This position from Patatech was so good. This was a trap that was set in the previous round, and you mentioned it. They didn't clear him in the previous round. They didn't check him last time. And even then, Texture was looking, but there wasn't the full commitment to clean the spot.
Usually you'll see a molly being thrown there before you use that drone or something,
Right.
maybe even a body,
Right
as you're entering the site with that
Right
jet
here.
smoke. Nothing. Oh, there.
That hurts.
No kill, but yeah, a lot of damage done on a Meteor.
He's an important player to stay alive here too. He's got his lockdown online. Last round of the half.
It's a full B main trap. Omen flash off of the Killjoy turret and Odin spam.
Honestly, it's very simple.
Here we go.
Saw Patatech do in the previous round. There's the ult. Boo's on the swing. Benji Fishy holds the line. Forget the paranoia. It's a barrage of bullets, but GENG able to punch back. But they're off kilter now. Wavering, wobbling.
Flash.
That flash missing its mark. When you're 12 and 6, that's all right. You let that one go. Locky investing. Oh, he's getting tagged on Rians. Again, can he stay alive? The fancy footwork is so good.
I don't know how he does it. I do not know how he does it. It's not an easy thing to do. And Laka, he's so good with that ult as well. Patatech with that aggressive space
30
he took.
seconds left.
Just burning the clock down. GENG have to clear out everything.
53 HP, 20 seconds left in the round.
I mean, Munchkin has to speed up here, throw the molly to delay so we can get the bomb down. If he doesn't,
Well, there's no
my
question
God.
of that now. They've gone behind it. Oh! How? Munchkin gets 3. GENG ties up at 6. That was a 2v4.
it's crazy. Well deserved.
We got to see that again. They looked so done. Look at Benji Fishy on the swing. This is what looked like the round was done for.
But Munchkin and Locky, the trades in main, they played together so well.
And then this. Munchkin, what a hold. 3 on the round to tie us at 6. We talked about how 5 could have been enough. We talked about how maybe 4 would be enough to carry you into the next.
The plot against G2, that comeback. I mean, they had nothing going for them, but maybe this Killjoy change for the side of Benji Fishy can be the answer that they're looking for.
You know, Josh was talking about it on the desk. This is what he felt like the change was for. It wasn't necessarily for the defense. It was to find success on attack, and success already found courtesy of Woot.
He's been unreal on this map so far, in the head-to-head specifically.
And he's pining for more.
The little noise cut. Now they're gonna re-walk into B main off of that pressure. Utility being used to not get picked off. This is looking really good for Heretics.
Meanwhile, what looks like could be disaster. There's a fight afoot mid. The push through the smoke. GENG striking. Woot's playing his position. He's playing his timing, but Karen aware of the possibility. Now staring back as the spike makes its way onto B. Things slow down for just a moment. What can Meteor and Karen do?
Spike planted.
They're healthy. Healthy enough to make a run at this, but Meteor falls. Karen on the trade. Woot on the swing.
Oh, so smart to get out right there.
That's perfect. It's beautiful. Tempting him in. Heretics get the pistol.
But this is where Heretics faltered in their last match on Ascent. It was the anti-eco. They failed upon it. Look at this double swing into market right before the Omen Flash connects. Benchy Fishy, the Killjoy with the Deagle. Maybe that was the answer.
That timing could not have been better.
Yeah.
You thought you could.
Sheriff on my body.
Good communication out of Team Heretics.
A calm response. Not allowing the moment to get too big.
Oh, Doug. Both these players in A main dodged the KO dagger.
Oh, the flash setup is so nice, but it's traded. And so the trap that was set up results in nothing.
Enemy down.
Oh, making a statement.
You've got to get through this cleanly. The hopes of a bonus rest on this round. If they can get through this and save the Bulldog, save the Guardian, maybe even the Spectre, I'd still go so far as to say you invest around it.
Exactly, and this approach right now is what you want. From the side of Heretics, the probe on the opposite side of the map. You have all info, nobody is B. And I guess it doesn't matter, you might as well go anywhere.
Player standing.
Woot! Spamming through the smoke.
Cleaning it up with the Bulldog.
On the other side of the map, Benji Fishy just grabbed another orb. I mean, if they can cycle the bomb plant onto them, unless Charon goes down right here.
And he will. A flawless round for Heretics as they get to 8. But you're right, they min-max their way through that entire round, and oftentimes all we ask for is a clean round, right?
Yeah.
Save your weapons, try to take as little damage as possible. Heretics realizing the moment does not get any bigger than this. The opportunity doesn't get any greater.
Don't do anything. Yeah. Like, that was the B player. I think I might be able to walk out B.
Great job.
Yep.
The probe, the human probe. You don't need utility.
The walking drone.
All he had was a sheriff, why not? If you run into the stack, that's the cue to just go A and do the hit. That being said, this is the first gun round for GENG's defensive side. Much like Patatek, Munchkin holding that A main space. Heretics more than willing to give all that space up while they prod up mid slowly, surely. Waiting for anything to come in their sights.
Texture's waiting on the other side. This is a really nice turret setup too, but the flash delays for just a moment, but you didn't hit Texture, and he'll hit back. A couple more spotted, 59 HP for the duelist, has to give the space up, and Munchkin will fill in behind it.
An upgrade for Woot. Just barely misses the sights of Meteor. And a freeze to the round, waiting for any type of mistake the defense is gonna make.
Riens has his dart back up.
Whoa.
That could have been it. That could have been the opportunity, the possibility. But the thoughts, the potential of a bonus are surely gone here. Riens has upgraded a weapon. He's gonna have to 1v4 to pull this off. A paranoia at his face. No space is safe.
Texture waking up in this second half of Ascent on that gun round. Some really clean shots. That flick onto the B main player. That was a nice one. The follow-up utility. That turret getting flashed, that was kind of worrisome for a second. But it was all good. GENG win the first gun round, and they win it pretty clean.
And there was plenty of possibility for it to go the wrong way. But they hang on. An exchange of utility at the beginning of the round. You see the knife already invested, a dart to boot. And now Heretics want to explore mid. And Alarm Bot will keep them at bay, at least for a little bit. And if nothing else, it's just info.
This looks so similar to the last round that we witnessed.
Alarm Bot spotted. Now Heretics have options.
Akia might get caught in this timing. Heretics don't take full advantage of it quite yet.
It's another freeze. The knife's not going to tag anything, Cat. Meteor's aware of where the hit's coming from. He understands he's getting surrounded. It's getting real cozy. It's getting real claustrophobic in there. But Meteor on the swing gets another. With a molly in his lap, strikes back. Things slow down. It's a 2v2 now. Boo gets a spike down.
Spike planted.
And Munchkin is on the prowl.
One
Rians
enemy
keep him
remaining.
back. No, what a shot.
That was beautiful.
Boo in a 1v2
Cover going
with
out.
so much to do. One way will provide some cover. It'll buy some time. We've seen a .06, and as every second ticks off this clock, the situation gets more complicated, more difficult.
Enemy
He
remaining.
ate the flash, gets the first. Munchkin waiting on the other side of the box. Boo creeping forward, closer and closer. Now, the drop down, the molly on one side. He's buying his time as best as he can. He's playing the clock. Munchkin's gonna get the kill. It's gonna be close. There's not enough time. So well played by Boo. The Red Bull clutches. Heretics get 9.
Let that one soak in. IGL v IGL. Right at the end right there. Beautiful shots, beautiful trades,
Enemy remaining.
and so well played. The back and forth, and yeah, he goes down, he falls, but he secured the round. And he secured GENG being put on a bad bye.
So close, such a difficult situation. You said you gotta let that one sink in, but Dre, there's no time to. 17th round is upon us, and the bye for GENG, as you mentioned, is rough.
Shadows traveling.
It's so impressive how Heretics can just, within a one-day turnaround, couple-day turnaround, become a completely different team on new maps, new compositions. All 5 players, their macro game, their game sense, it's so on point to be able to apply everything they learn in such a short amount of time. It's so rare to find teams that can do this thing.
Coaching staff and the value they provided is incredible,
Don't
but
suppress.
I mean, you can do all the prep. You can do all the work on the front end, but if the execution is not there, then it's all for naught.
Exactly, can you actually execute it? And this is a team that's shown us that they are willing to do that. They're willing to go the extra mile.
There's a lot of Killjoy utility here. Patatek does not have his knife up,
What a shot.
and it's clear just like that. Almost effortless.
30 seconds left.
Got Sheriffs on the other side. They've got to know that that's the case. The Stinger and the Sheriff provide some value. They deal some damage, and it's only getting worse. It's a 2v2. It shouldn't have gotten it down to this, but Heretics stabilized.
Almost a chance there on the actual A site. That was a nasty shot from Karen. But the timing of Heretics, the trading, everything was just going their way. The utility, it was just too much. When you don't have the gun advantage, I mean, Karen, he did all he could. This shot was ridiculous. That is disgusting.
My ultimate
Benji
is
Fishy on the lurk, the 4-1 coming out on top. The same exact anti-eco as the first time around. And it feels like this is it. GENG have to win this round. An operator invested, an Odin invested. And I think this is why you see Heretics just going for a full B main rush.
They have 4 ults online.
Whoa!
And 3 members, 1 away. Now Lakia gets his off the spam from Wu.
bomb grenade out.
Lockdown used. Remember, Lakia just got his ult. Could counter with it, and he will. That's gonna clear things out, and it's gonna slow things down for just a moment, but never mind. Boo wants to go forward. Texture with the out punishes.
Down, B.
Meteor, meanwhile, playing his cards beautifully.
My ultimate is
It's a
ready.
flawless round in response for GENG. You said they needed to win it. They do.
And they won it flawlessly. A beautiful setup. The spam in the beginning from Lakia. He invests the Hunter's Fury late into the round. He didn't use it off the rip. He let it kind of tick down a little bit. It's almost as if he wanted some of the players from Heretics to overcommit so they can run into Textures off, so they can run into Meteor and Logs. These are the micro things that when GENG do it correctly, it makes them look like world beaters.
Get out of my way.
Knife used at the beginning here. The Blades invested by Woot. And he's not going to have him for a little while. That knife will cause problems.
Yeah, makes them back away promptly. Woot decides to just hang around here, see if he can get any kills given to him, but so far from the side of GENG, they're playing it pretty safe. You have Munchkin just spotting the cat, jiggling back and forth. Maybe he'll commit a molly or something like that, something of the sort. And Texture, he's just tucked heaven here. No reason to swing.
Revealing area.
A lot of info gathered B main. That's a free orb. Maybe he can catch a timing if he pushes all the way through, but we're already 4 players here, Doug.
Yeah, the problem is Lockett cleared all that space to be made, and then you've got the alarm bot mid too. So they can stack all A, understanding where the hit's coming from.
Here.
And now Knife's traded. If there was doubt before, there isn't anymore. Meteor tries to capture timing, tries to get aggressive and cheeky. Pays for it with his life, but the rest of the guns around him will secure the round.
Down A.
Pat attack in a 1v4 with the Guardian in hand. Will get dropped by the op, and what a shot that must have been.
3 for Texture. Meteor, he had to run swinging through that smoke. He was stuck with a shock dart behind him, a molly in front of him. I don't blame him for going for that. And then the actual site, the anchors of A, who didn't move the entire round. They did a really good job of playing off of one another. Karen, the Omen flash, that flick, that quick scope, beautifully done. Good execution from Texture.
And so Heretics will call a timeout, and the conversation, and every time you glance across the stage, you're reminded of what you're playing for, what you're close to, or on the other side, what's slipping away. 1 round separating the 2. Heretics on top. Got a couple of ults.
Standing ahead.
GENG with plenty to play around.
Yeah, the ult economy is insane right now for GENG. And something I want to point out is this attacking Odin. It makes me believe that we're going to see a B hit come out, because why else would you invest into an Odin on the attacking side?
Oh, he spotted him.
No way.
The lamppost?
Here.
That's what's keeping him safe?
What?
Here.
Crouching and staying alive.
He thinks he's still there. Surely he gives up that angle eventually, but if he sticks around for too long, he might get punished. Oh, the footstep made. I think here's that. Alarm bot's still up though.
Texture gives his face away, but you're right, the alarm bot will keep him at bay for now.
And everything that Heretics has shown so far is a lean towards A.
Woot has a smoke. He wants to try to play around this, or he'll just clear it. Forget about the element of surprise.
An early Killjoy ult. Meteor not liking the silence around the map.
Rian's having to invest the ult to counter it and trade it out,
Turrets destroyed.
and will eventually get cleared. Remember Meteor, how well he plays this time, how well he plays this position. Now in a spot to do it again. As he hears footsteps coming through, Patatek had him.
Seconds left.
Read him the entire time. Locky is on the swing and he can't find a thing. Spike will go down. Texture and Munchkin sitting back. Forced to rotate over.
Last player.
They've been able to clear 1, but the trades are perfect. Heretics will get to 11.
What a call off of the timeout. That was absolutely ridiculous. A smoke in mid 2, a late knife A main, and it was that Odin purchase I talked about that kind of foreshadows the B hit to come through. There's no way you're buying that gun and going A. But they baited 3 members of GENG to stay at A site. There were no KO flashes over the top, and yeah, Karen invests that Omen ult to get backside B. But Woot, it's the Woot show, baby.
It wasn't for the first couple of chapters, but it is now. Texture with the op. Has one boot, but Woot does it again. This is the Woot that we were talking about at the beginning of the tournament, at the beginning of the series. This is the Woot that was supposed to stand up against Texture.
The one that's been redefining what a prodigy is. On a roll that's not his.
They're so close. The flash over the top. They have to spam. And Boo is the nightmare. Gonna clean him up, and now they can waltz their way into A for free. But Meteor causing problems, dealing with pressure from both sides. He's able to alleviate a little bit of it, but it's too overwhelming, it's too great. Locky has to save.
And if I'm Heretics right now, once that ticker goes down enough to where you know it's safe, maybe you leave one guy there, I am hunting. I'm looking for this operator. I am not letting GENG breathe. The economy is fine, forget it. But if you get this operator out, you don't have to worry about that going into the next round.
I mean, you've got him in the corner, you've got him against the ropes with shoulders slumped and head heavy. And that could be the final blow to put him away. And so they will. Perhaps a bit too late, though. Locky will hang on to it. He'll take the op into the next.
Doug, you talked about fundamentals. In that timeout, what have we seen so far? We've seen a team that called a perfect round, a perfect fake towards A, leaving 3 players there. Into this round where once they're up 4v5, they're not peeking into A main dry. A KO flash over the top. Oh, wow. Watch this. Decimated. But this, the KO flash over the top, catching the re-aggression from GENG. And for the side of GENG, and for the side of GENG, a timeout. And also, they've looked so good on it. They've looked like one of the best teams. And right now, Heretics are sitting on match point for the next 3 rounds at least.
Right here.
How do GENG respond? Munchkin has his ult. Another slow round. Knife getting a little bit of info, spotting Karen on the other side.
Enemy tag.
The drone only seeing one, and it's Benji Fishy, so there's no real reason to think something else is afoot. No reason for suspicion. Shock will deal a little bit of damage, a little splash. And listen to the map. You could hear a pin drop, and that pin is the swing! Meteor falls, Locky checking the smoke! Assassinating Whoop, but getting traded! A 3v3 now as they've invested everything into this. Heretics not interested in playing any more rounds here. But GENG will not go down without a fight. They will not relent. So they take the 3 that they have forward. The knife will buy a little bit more time. Rienz is on swing with the drone. Texture cannot get in. It's uncomfortable. It's not easy. It's labored. Texture with some high ground now, dashing forward. Still torn asunder by his teammates. Not able to join up, not able to come at this collectively. And that spike has been ticking for a long time. Now committing, all of them huddled back sight. Can they get him out of those pesky corners? They've gotten 2. Can Boo do it by himself? He's gotten it down to 1, but the smoke provides cover. He's got to check in, and he does! The Red Bull clutch from Heretics! Ascent goes their way! Meanwhile, you've got Heretics who are here to write their own story, to write the future, to change the way we think about Valorant, the way we think about the era that is upon us. And to have 1 map away from doing it, the opportunity doesn't get any sweeter than this.
Where are you?
On their map pick of all, Lotus could be the death blow to GENG.
To hopes and dreams, to the pursuit of hardware. Heretics on the attacking side. GENG will have to figure out how they weather this reckless abandon from these kids. And they'll have to do so soon.
A very slow approach with Benji Fishy prodding at C while the silent walk up, the death ball, is on A. And they had so much utility out and ready. Had there been anybody rubble,
They would have pounced right off the bat. You're absolutely right.
Careful.
And what a mess that would have been.
that door tap keeps 2 players on the B site. There is a rotation over from Munchkin.
Cover going out.
Karen He was so good at anchoring A side in the last map.
Can he find the same success? No.
30 seconds left.
Wu will drop a Munchkin weak. Patatech on the swing. Somehow he stays alive.
Remaining.
As Lakia
Spike down.
makes
A.
a ridiculous run at this. He's gotten Meteor this far. He's gotten him to the doorstep of a pistol. But Rians and Benji Fishy are looking to take it and make it their own. Spike goes down.
Spike
Time was
planted.
short. Now Meteor will have to make a play. He's going to have to get active. The right click not connecting. A switch to heavier weaponry. How does he find a way around this? Look at how well Rians and Benji Fisher are playing this. They drop him. 12 steps away.
The timing on that walk-up was so perfect. They caught Karen just juggling, fumbling his utility. And then, yeah, it got scrappy. Lakia hitting some really nice shots, jumping through that smoke, trying to save his team from losing this first pistol round.
And almost did.
But Rians, he's been so good all series long, and he keeps on delivering here.
GENG, not really interested in investing much here. Sheriff and some utility. You also got that suck nade combo right at the top.
Yeah, we'll end up forcing Patatech to take a step back, but this is the slow approach that we saw, much like Ascent, a 4-1 split on the anti-eco.
The tricky thing, though, about Heretics is, man, they slow it down, and just when you think you've got their pace understood, they punch you in the mouth.
Yeah. Patatech right now, he's just a human drone, a role that we saw Benji Fishy doing in the previous.
And he did it well. They're pushing into a fair amount of resistance here, but the resistance crumbles. All of it picked apart. Texture and Karen now starting to rejoin the scene, but the crime has already taken place. Wood is weak, 9 HP, but it's gonna be so tough to get their way into this. It seems like they're just gonna try to fall to the spike. Not give away any ult orbs. Not give any advantage to the opposition. Oh, that was close.
Almost.
And now they know. They've drawn out the paranoia, and that's gonna have them push. Texture trying to keep them back. He will fall. Karen takes one with him. A consolation prize for his troubles as he gets two. That's all it'll be. You want these rounds to go as cleanly as you can. And yeah, they keep two Bulldogs, but that was anything but.
Yeah, that's a W round for GENG considering the start on the site. Two players falling in water right away, and I believe also Patatech actually ended up getting a pick front B as well. So some salvation to that round, that eco round. And now it's going to be gun advantage for the way of GENG fully, but there is an Odin invested from Benji Fishy. So weird to see that he can actually buy into the next round, even with spending so much money on this gun, and it's doing so much damage.
Oh, Texture's down to 29 HP and he's dead. Again, the combo is too much. I mean, if Heretics pull this off, what a nightmare it would be, but GENG standing strong, keeping it close. Really nice repositioning by Karen there. And he's gonna get away. A lot of hurry up and wait now. As things slow down, the door is tapped. Prowler's used. It is two rifles and they're both here. Oh, it's such a bold swing! How in the world did Rians do that?
Full control. He's taking over this map.
He's taking over the series.
What could be the last dagger, the last slash.
Oh.
Last player standing.
Going wide there, and the shot's just not connecting for GENG.
The positioning was so tough there too. They stack up, they line up, and they mess up because of it. Early paranoia used by Karen. Got the eye out as well. Traded in kind on the other side. Heretics slow things down once more. GENG have a pretty formidable defense towards C right now. Not only do they have the KJ utility, but they also have three members here. Texture being one of them, but the gun's not great.
And Heretics right now, they're playing so smart. They baited the orb tap. They're waiting for any type of trap play, and here it is. They're not going to get punished whatsoever.
A step ahead of it.
The counter punch.
Forcing GENG to play the game they want to play, but Meteor perhaps interested in making his own. Still dancing up and down, in and out, dropping Boo. Sheriff shot secured, but finally will fall. They've got to tuck tail and get away from this.
Spike down, C.
They've lost the plot, they've lost the situation. I mean, Benji Fishy almost died just there.
He has to stay. He has to control the guns.
Yeah.
And yeah, A-site is free,
30
but now it's going to be 2 upgrades. And if they can steal this round away, a round that GENG surely have the advantage of.
Munchkin's gonna cut him off. He's already there. They know where he is.
Enemy remaining.
That's the spike.
Spike down.
That's the
A.
round.
Toxins going.
Patatech's been good, but not this good.
10 seconds left.
Oh, there's no time as well. What a round from Meteor. Dodging the Omen flash. It was all up to him. Solo hero on an island. And it's the MasterCard Thrifty for GENG. The back and forth finesse, getting those 2 kills, his first 2 of the map. Oh my gosh.
It's like you're trying to play whack-a-mole against this guy. But every time he pops up, he's not just tempting you, he's killing you.
Yeah.
One enemy remaining.
Munchkin cutting off
A.
the rotation there as well.
Here.
That was all she wrote. So GENG will get on the board with that Thrifty.
Oh, again.
Texture getting spammed out.
Somehow he still gets a kill on Boo. They thought there was enough suppressive fire, enough cover for him to get around and TP across, but Texture a step ahead of it. And Lakia showing he can do a bit of the same.
Yeah, the counter spam. 2 Odins on the map. It's just complete chaos on A. Amongst all that, you're right, Texture getting that pick. So impressive to do, especially on low HP. Good use of Molly to break that alarm bot.
Yeah, and that's going to force things to slow down a little bit here because GENG have to respect what's potentially on the other side now.
Toxins going.
And that's why you see the lean from Meteor. He knows he has to pick
Yeah.
that up. That threat of a B split or any type of B pressure, it's so hard to hold with just one person. And early Roomba invested at A. And right now it's Heretics doing a C default, but if they do not push up and break this Killjoy turret, there's no need for GENG to have to rotate anybody.
It seems like Meteor's going to try to anyway. Karen with Paranoia at the ready.
Super proactive with utility is GENG.
Patatech plays this so patiently, decides not to pull the trigger, decides not to strike despite it aching for the touch. Benji Fishy pushing forward, the Nightball in the face. Meteor falls. Woot will join him though, as the spike now down. And again, they're thrown apart, they will fall. Rians would have to 1v3 through this. They've gotten the spike down. All he has to do is buy time. Much like we've seen a couple of rounds already in this series. Eye gets clear, the spam through, all of the targets spotted. He gets 1, but it's just too much. He's overwhelmed and he's outnumbered as GENG will get their second.
Great discipline from GENG. Great discipline from Munchkin, the IGL, to sit in heaven, play that off angle, dodge the rocket on the actual entry, and then just hold his ground. Let the kills come to him. This is that entry. Oh, it was through the smoke? What? Oh, what a shot.
Snappy from Munchkin.
Beautiful, and then just there at the end, just holding the ground. Much like Karen, just waiting for the mistakes, letting the game come to them.
And with that comes the second round of the half for them. Heretics with a shoddy buy. 3 rifles and then a couple of pistols. We've talked so much about the spam game that's played early on. This time a little bit more aggression, a little bit more fight out of the defense.
A little bit of friendly fire there as well with that Paranoia. But, I mean, no one there from Heretics to try to punish that. And even if they try to go through there, there's a tether at the other end of it. Too much utility to deal with. That's why you see them take in the C space.
I didn't realize Benji Fishy had that good of an arm.
Yeah.
Meteor in a lot of trouble here, under a lot of pressure, but he gets his 2. Oh, he is the one who's the problem! Just when it seemed like he bit off too much, dinner bells ring!
The jump from over the top of sight, the molly, the blender. was like we were in a movie in real time, in action one. Mission Impossible, perhaps. Beautiful fadeaway. Nicely done.
Let's go, Messi, let's go!
And hype out of the players from the Gen G squad right now.
See that paranoia out, the Hawn over the top. Boo's already dead. They're stuck, man. They're corralled. Either they take the fight or they sit and die. And that's all Heretics can do.
Texture's intuition and timing is so on point right now. A lot of these kills, he's just getting spammed through smokes, but he's just aware of where they're gonna play. And Munchkin will clean it up with a nice spray.
That looked so easy. That looked so effortless. A flawless round for Gen G. On the other side of a timeout from Heretics, too. Take a look at it one more time. There was that fight mid. The paranoia over the top. I mean, it was such a pretty setup. A cacophonous chorus of utility, sure, but it's the sweetest song that Gen G has sung. Just pistols for Heretics now. Benji, Fishy, and Boo with their ults. You can't imagine those are invested this time around. Gen G getting a little active across the middle of the map.
Yeah, what's this?
Trying to clear out the turret. The door is tapped.
Bring them down.
And it's just a game. Prowler getting a little info. Spam War is going the way of Gen G.
Good tether to delay.
And now the paranoia to make things even worse. Off the swing, Lakia can't find anything yet.
But Patatek can.
Hang on now. Meteor down and Heretics slow it. But Texture striking when the moment is right.
One enemy.
Lakia joins in on it as Gen G get another.
Just clean rounds right now from Gen G. Yeah, it got a little scrappy. Patatek gets a fadeaway kill on the jiggle. But Gen G corralled them into that door, that broken door area, and just funneled them with utility. Texture's able to hold a little off angle right here. Takes a little sidestep. They line up perfectly. That opens up Lakia to activate right after that.
Like lambs to the slaughter.
Nice setups.
Corralled and controlled into their death as we turn our attention to the 9th round. Back on guns for both sides.
And 5 in a row for Gen G. If they win this round again, it's another eco for Heretics. And we might be looking at a 7-3 half.
Heretics have tools. 4 ults to choose from. Gen G not far off from their own. I mean, again, this KJ setup that they have on C and then the personnel to reinforce it, to bolster it. It's difficult to navigate.
Yeah, you peek through that. Turret will connect onto you. Omen flash comes out. All of a sudden, everyone's blind.
And the nanos are cooking you at your feet.
Yeah, like that eco round.
You're done. And a refreshing of the smoke now from Karen to make things worse. To bleed the clock a little bit more.
Whoa, what is that?
Texture's back. Do they commit here? They don't really have any other option. There's nowhere for them to go. They tap the door to suggest they're going B, but the alarm bot will keep them there. Now, Nightfall through, Paranoia traded the swing out from Karen as they wait, and he's gonna get one. Meteor holding them back, dancing around the utility, only able to find a little bit of success, but it might have been enough. With 10 seconds left, the spike out of reach. Wood has to try to scoop it up. They have to get active. They've got to do so soon. Slowing things down a little bit, only finds one. Can Riens be a hero once more? The jump spot not gonna land. Munchkin on the swing as Gen G gets 6.
Another great setup from Gen G. That was that paranoia I was speaking about. Delays the flood, connects onto multiple members. It allows Karen to go wide. Oh, this was crazy.
Little fadeaway.
Yeah, that was a hard read on just the timing. He was gonna shoot no matter what, regardless if Patatek peaks or not. Why not?
Karen handled that so well. I mean, all the utility before him, you know, you've got Omen TPing top box, you've got a Hawn over your shoulder, very calmly selecting the right targets and then adjusting. And this, Dre, this is a surprise.
Used even one. I think maybe Lakia used one fade ult as well. The only other player to commit an ult.
6 rounds in a row, momentum fully the way of the number 2 seed from the APAC region in hot pursuit of their first championship ever.
The back and forth has been immense, and let's see if this little combo right here, Nate Tether, can be even greater.
Oh,
it's perfect!
It hurts so much! Texture gets 4. That's a showstopper online for sure. Boo will get his 2, but what a trap.
We've seen so many teams try to go for that, and it never works.
Not like that.
That worked to perfection. Oh my goodness.
One enemy
That might be
remaining.
one of the most satisfying images I've seen. So
Uh-oh.
fired up, the pillow fell from the back of his chair.
Grenade. Placing swarm grenade.
They're alive now. 4 ults still. Locky is a little bit off of his.
Yeah, almost 5, but for both sides, 4 ults apiece.
Heretics have to make a stand here. They have to find a way to punch back.
The problem is GENG have been so disruptive. I mean, Heretics, apart from the pistol round, they haven't really had a chance to even touch a site. And Lakia, I mean, he tagged up. Patatek, they're very low, 6 HP.
They had no choice but to shoot back.
The fear of the Odin.
It's real.
Boo just sprinting out of there. He wants nothing to do with it. Interesting choice to change up the pace and pick up a rifle in that moment for Lakia. Proactivity, front B. Rocket for rocket.
The first 55 gone without a kill, but now Wood on the swing and Munchkin on the kill. Texture over the top. Benji Fishy had nowhere to go. He takes him down with him, but the damage has been done. Oh, this position is so difficult as well.
30 seconds left.
I mean, if they try to commit B, they have to be concerned about what's on the other side. Boo falls. Lakia holding the line, waiting for the swing, and they waltz to their death. Patatek not able to fight back. Rian's worse for wear. Too many targets to choose from. Lakia will get GENG to 8.
Solo anchoring the A
Last
site
round in
from
the
the start of
half.
the round to the end of the round. Getting the best in the spam duel, and then closing it all out. Benji, fortunate to connect there on the texture. That animation of the rocket can be so damning. But it funneled everybody into Lakia. And he closed it out, sitting at 9-4-9. Texture, the man I spoke about. Stepping up huge after a bit of a lackluster performance on Ascent. And they're setting the tone, they're changing the pace. Full aggression through C.
They have to go fast, they have to go aggressive, because time is short. Woot popping the rocket. And again, GENG, as you mentioned, hot to trot. 3 on the prowl. Benji Fishy considering investing the ult, waits for just a moment as Rians gets the spike down. You imagine the ults are gonna come through in bunches. There's the first. Now Meteor will have his along with Benji Fishy. Hang on, folks, this round is gonna be insane.
The nade does not connect.
Where is Boo gone? He TP'd behind them. You have to suspect that he's there. There's no way you disrespect that. There's no way you ignore it. Meanwhile, the push forward, Munchkin gets caught. 4 players detained. And Boo pushing forward. GENG gets alive at the right time. Boo gets 1, but that's all it'll be. GENG a 9-3 half.
What an answer back. This series just keeps on giving.
I mean, they got away with 9 rounds in a row. Lakia, the easiest kills of his life, and possibly the most meaningful. For him to get those there was perfect. So a 9-3 half, the way of GENG.
Havoc amongst Team Heretics.
Keep it cool. That's how you survive.
14-8 for the duelist. The hour has struck and the man has appeared. And not a moment too soon. GENG on the attack. A 3-2 split right now. And Rienz is going to spot a little bit of what's potentially waiting on the other side. You have to assume there's more there. As the panel gets broken, the Suck will hang on to Texture for just a moment, but now all eyes turning towards B. Rienz has joined the fold, but it's just him and Benji Fishy here for now.
Will be a free bomb plant for GENG. But Heretics, they've been so good on retaking. And they have the time. They're so patient with it. But there wasn't a lot of utility invested from the side of GENG themselves, so they have a counter.
A smoke towards heaven and a paranoia towards the panel. Patatech falls.
The nade as well.
The flash almost makes it easier, and Texture's gonna drop him. GENG on the precipice of another pistol. Texture gets 3 as GENG get to 10.
And they actually bought Texture that ghost. Someone on the side of GENG bought him that ghost, so he had light armor. They understand that he's feeling it. They understand that he's on fire.
I mean, give the tools to your stars to succeed.
He didn't even need it.
Remaining.
And that's exactly what GENG do.
17 and 8. Upgrades to a Phantom and armor.
Satchel out.
Giving full support to the main duelist of their squad. Understanding how important it is for him to get going. Something they couldn't figure out on the last map. And now, Woot punished by 3 sets of utility. Meteor.
Pushing his way forward, he got his one. But Heretics again, seeming like they'll end this round on just a whimper. What a shot. So much for whimper, but it's still just not enough. You still have 2 rifles you have to reckon with.
Cover going out.
There are sheriffs on Heretics, and we've seen them do some funny things with these guns, but what was that?
The joke is all GENG's now.
I'll find you.
They're the ones hitting the punchline. GENG get to 11. Heretics will be on a gun round. And it goes without saying, if they want to close this series here, it has to start with this round. They have to win this.
The replay of that util bomb. Insane.
One enemy remaining.
Feels good moment for Karon.
He hasn't really had to do a ton.
And look at the buy from GENG as well. Everybody has a gun that can be very deadly. A 3-1-1 split. Slow C default, but a fast P clear from Meteor. Playing with complete confidence right now. And he's about to face Woot head-to-head, takes him out.
Woot barely stood.
The last 3 rounds of this half, he's been just getting obliterated. No chance whatsoever. Headshots, utility, you name it.
GENG are going to try to rotate back A. Who's pretty close by. As soon as the smoke goes down, though, and the wall goes up, he's got to understand, yeah, there's presence on the other side. He will find safe passage away.
Cover going out.
But the problem is, A side is completely open. If he gets pushed off of this door and bomb goes down.
No, that was the big problem.
What?
That was a safety he had to find.
Maybe GENG overthinking things, but they might actually catch Benji Fishy out of transition. He can't connect. The trade.
He got his one. Almost gets a second. It's messy, though.
They're going back
30
again.
seconds left.
The triple pump fake.
Around the world. I mean, they've touched spawn like 4 or 5 times. It feels like. Actually, only 3, but.
Patek and Rienz in a high-low. Lakia falls. They're fighting back at this thing. They've gotten it down to a 1v2 with 13 seconds left. They don't have the spike. Munchkin has to go, and he has to go now. Even if he gets his kill, surely. Oh! Oh my gosh! Munchkin! With X-ray vision!
How the hell did he know?
All he had to do was survive. But that's much easier said than done. Much easier contemplated than completed. Unreal. And so GENG get to map point. No real interest in slowing the clock down. Really no option for Heretics to do so anyway. One ult to their name. 4 Guardians and then a Phantom for Rians. GENG have obliterated Heretics on Lotus.
Careful here.
They might obliterate them again on this C site. We're gonna go fade ult for fade ult. The deciding factor might be that showstopper from Texture. Just the little bait of the door drags a player away from C.
Rians with his ult at the ready. There's plenty of defense here. What's the Q? What's the go button? The smoke goes out. There it is. That's all it'll be. And that's going to cause the rotate. They're not even really interested in sticking around. They tap the door. They're going B, and it's going to be a foot race. Pat attack. Forced to sit back and wait. Not able to pass the lava at his feet.
Toxin screen down.
And look at Karen, aggressive on the swing. A bold, perhaps reckless approach. But he bides his time. He's patient with it. Understanding he can play this as slowly as he wants, or he can speed up. Rians falls. Oh, they're all crumbling. They're all crumbling. Heretics tried to build fences, but GENG interested in digging tunnels. Boo, over the top. He gets another. Heretics not done yet.
These rounds are absolutely ridiculous. Almost a 5v3 for GENG. And Boo is the savior. Lakia, he did so much in the 1v2 up there that allows him to buy time and make this go down to a 1v1. He just couldn't close it out, but he had such a good chance. Boo just stripped it away from them.
The real problem here is the lead that GENG have is, I mean, it's so great, Trey.
Yeah, it's a little too late right now for Heretics.
But if you're Heretics, you never say die.
It's always winnable. It's the mindset you have to have as a professional player. That's why they've gotten this far.
See the spam through the orb. Benji Fishy keeping him back. Still plenty to go, but they're taking this step by step. Munchkin spotting one, taking a step back. They finally dealt with their Sentinel.
Oh, that connects.
And the Prowler to confirm presence. The Patek somehow staying alive, finally falling. Rians filling in on the space behind it. Well, that didn't go the way it was supposed to. Bouncing back, but he saw him anyway. The problem is here, Rians has no way to get out.
And I wonder if...
Yeah, they know he's there.
Does Meteor use this ult? Yeah, he does. It's going to force Rians to have to swing.
Dude, Heretics, just fight. I don't know if they have a choice. They kind of have to go here. And they've been baited into their deaths. Boo's left in a 1v2. 85 HP, no armor. Can he prolong Lotus? Or is split on the cards?
Spike planted.
He's quietly moving forward. And just like that, GENG finds safe passage away. Tucking behind the wall and staying alive. GENG obliterate on Lotus. And what a story that would be.
And who is going to represent the black and gold the best here?
Both teams looking to clean the skeletons out of their closets to exercise their demons. And what better place than Split to see how it all shakes out. GENG on the attack side. Mimi was talking about Lakia turning back the time and playing that solo initiator once more. What a legend he was, but it seems like it's Boo who wants to take the spotlight. Traded though, 1-for-1.
Exactly, great trade from Meteor, and that slows the round down. Nothing being used. Now a Skydog committed on the A ramp to get info that Meteor is still here. It does connect. And Woot, he wants to punish, but there's support.
Yeah, the problem is he doesn't know that there's support. Oh, there's the surprise. There's more there than you thought.
Yeah, I saw 2 players at the other end right there. That's the cue for GENG to once more slow the round down. Karen, he already ran up in B main off the start of the round earlier, broke that Cypher cam. Now he's taking all that mid real estate.
A deep smoke, a little cover provided as GENG venture forth into heaven.
And an even spread. They're making the right read, the right call right now, transitioning to B.
30
It's all
seconds
up
left.
to Benji Fishy in a grand final on the last map.
Can he deliver again? The trip will catch the first. A stumbling block
Camera taken
put
out.
before GENG's hopes and dreams. And he still holds the line. He's still here. Is able to find his one. But that's all it'll be with 10 seconds left. GENG hurried and rushed to try to get the spike down the satchel just a tiny bit off the mark. And success found.
No charge. Cover
Things slow
going
down. Heretics will have an opportunity to rethink how they want to approach this. A venture forth. And a different segmented approach. Karen never saw him, never had a shot at fighting back.
Player
Texture and
standing.
Meteor will crumble. They will fall.
Enemy
Unless
remains.
Meteor can pull this off on his own. A 1v1 with Ghost in hand, 67 HP. All of the onus on Pat Attack, and Meteor is able to get the easiest kill of his life. The Red Bull clutch as he gets 4.
4 for the Cypher. Pistol round for GENG. Last map of Split. It started with that trade. Boo could have gotten 2, maybe 3. The double swing here was too much. Woo. Running out of ammo. Nothing left in the chamber. And then the easy cleanup.
You gotta wonder on a bigger scale too, how much is left in the tank for both of these teams. I mean, this has been a marathon, and we thought that it was gonna end short, right? We thought it was gonna be a quick day, but what a gift this series has been.
Yeah, it definitely looked like it earlier on. The resilience from both sides. It's shown like no other. It's been quite the spectacle. As we proceed to this anti-eco, a B main default. No cam being broken though, so a late tap of that from Benji Fishy will give the cue for Heretics to rotate more players towards A. But he's not using it yet.
Like it's an accelerated approach towards the middle of the map.
There it is. Taps the cam, gets info, no one's B main, and the rotation set in. Heretics, although they don't have the gun advantage, they could get ahead of this.
A Thrifty in a situation like this would be ridiculous.
It would be absolutely ridiculous. And there's an Omen flash here as well.
They're ahead of it. They're here. They've arrived. They're gonna try to dig their heels in.
It's a really early nade from Woot.
Do they try to flip back again?
I think they have to, they know.
Oh no, Trey, they're committing. The satchel out, the flash forth, and Texture cracks the side wide open, but Woot's on the counter.
Down A.
Meteor
One
pushing
enemy remaining.
forward. Benji Fishy getting the best of him. But a 1v2 now. Can he upgrade a weapon? I don't think there's anything that he can find. So he's gonna have to push forth with the classic. And he's dropped before he even gets a chance to fight back.
Texture is not slowing down. Perfect satchels into elbow, catching 2 members off guard of Heretics. Yeah, the stack was there. Yeah, Woot tried his damn best to try to even it out. And they did that, they made it costly.
30 seconds left.
Nice shots from the young gun.
Crispy little one tap from Texture there to close the round. To get 3 to his name, to get 1 step away from his ult. In round 3. Such a ridiculous advantage.
This is that conditioning from the previous round. Taking B main control once again. Testing the waters, testing the one way.
That smoke is tough though, man. There's no real way to challenge that.
Yeah, it makes it so awkward. They can see a sliver of you spam where they think you might go.
So they waited out, or at least they tried to. It's refreshed.
Yeah. Good job so far from Heretics denying that rocket. That was GENG's plan, and they've thwarted it completely.
You know, GENG have more than one attempt at this though, more than one take. And so they rotate back A. And lo and behold, it would be Benji Fishy who's challenged once more. Trips and cages, cameras, full surveillance.
Here come the lineups. This should get most of the trips. So Benji Fishy, he's gonna have to rely on his cages.
Both cleared with 1 nade, Ridiculous, and now the rollout. Texture getting high ground, trying to find comfort behind the screens and drop Benji Fishy for it. Texture will not be denied. As he finds more, ult on mine now. I don't know, the Heretics can find a way back into this one, Dre. Not this round.
Squad.
We've seen 5v3s, but it's been a long time.
They're not even going for it. They've conceded. They've thrown in the towel on this round. Texture is an animal. From last map to this map, he's been a rising star.
An attempt at hunting will ultimately net nothing. I can't imagine the timings to get there. So it seems like, barring something spicy at the end, well, of course it would be re-ends, wouldn't it? Choosing to swing into that. Whoa, easy now. You want to keep those. He will survive. The weapons will be carried over. And that's a big win for Heretics, given how the rest of that round went.
Yeah. Texture completely obliterating the site players, living here with the satchels over the top, gets the info, predicts the movement of Benji Fishy, and then the follow-up kill onto Woot. Woot just couldn't quite connect those shots. Texture punishes. And that'll put GENG on 3 rounds up. A scrappy buy from Heretics, and it looks like it's gonna be a full A hit with that lineup nade again.
They found so much success here, but they do have 4 rifles. There it is, the rocket invested. They're scattering. There was only one here, though. Benji Fishy falls the flash over the top. Meteor trying to play his time right. Gets one for it. Re-ends a bullet between his eyes. And hope sinks away. Another disastrous start for the number 2 seed from EMEA.
And another explosive start for Texture onto that A site. Boo, I mean, he kind of wanted to go for it, but now he can't. That smoke denies any possibilities of getting back into the round. Such a nice read from GENG, such nice prep to deal with those trips. That nade is clearing out every single one of Benji Fishy's trips. You might see him rotate over towards that B site now or have to use more passive site trips, maybe a nat setup, something of the sort.
Yeah, he has to. He's not getting any value there.
And I mean, Texture had full confidence that that rocket was connecting. That's the level that he's playing at right now. He fires it and he's instantly looking at heaven. I imagine we're getting the replay right here. Look at this. He just knows, you're dead. Already ready for any type of backup. Yeah, Meteor doesn't connect on the first, on the re-ins, but Munchkin with these cold shots. Nice, precise aim.
Locky is still popping off.
Actual series. I think they probably thought it was going to be a 3-0 as well. Looking at the map pools, the 2 map advantage that they had.
Nade forward, satchels up, Texture in.
Such a pace.
Forget about the attempt at fighting back. They take it so quickly. Benji Fishy down here. He's got a sheriff, but he has no health. Right off the bat, the Sentinel crumbles.
They're just running Benji Fishy down at every site he's been playing so far. And they're not slowing down whatsoever.
I mean, they have no reason to. No resistance has been met.
Go get it.
That feels like the first real advantage, I guess, if you want to call it that. It's just been tough sledding. GENG get to 5.
And you spoke about it. What is left in the tank? Heretics really need to dig deep here because GENG, they've gone the distance before and it didn't go their way. That experience in Madrid, it's showing here.
I mean, it changes teams. It changes players. And let's be perfectly clear, Heretics are no slouch to that as well. Yes, it was on domestic soil, but the lessons that you learn are the same. And they walked away on top.
Another fast rollout. Another site hit potentially on Benji Fishy.
Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, Meteor, the lurk, was caught.
That's gonna cause a speed up. From the side of GENG, they have no info, they have no space.
Yeah, but where do they speed up to? I mean, they still have these trips they have to deal with.
They
Dog. There you go. The first one goes down, but you haven't cleared Benji Fishy, not yet. Texture over the top, and Woot drops him. Investing more util as Lakia's on the swing and Patatek's on the greet.
Down B.
A response from Heretics.
There are the signs of life. When the IGL steps up big, boo, getting that pick on a Meteor. That was the start to a snowball in the round itself. Opens up the opportunity for Benji Fishy and Woot to use this Raze rocket.
Spike down B.
Securing the round. And right now for GENG, you are up 5-1. You've been here before in this series. But when Heretics start winning rounds, it comes in masses. First it's 1, then it's 2, then 3, all of a sudden it's an even score. What can they do to make that not happen? What have they learned?
The conditioning is so nice that you try to invest utility to clear out the trips that aren't there. But GENG found a little bit of space. Karen over the top. The Guardian Angel for GENG. Patatek and Benji Fishy are forced to rotate back over to the site, but they're so outnumbered at this point. The spike is planted. The guns are down. Patatek. I mean, I guess the rest of your team has some money. I guess maybe you go for it. Flash in the face, Meteor falls. Benji Fishy getting active, creeping forward, Karen down. But the trade timing is just too nice. Lakia gets his 3 Seekers online as GENG get another round.
Karen had a wild round right there, Doug. A double TP play. First onto the double box in front B, then behind in rafters. This was ridiculous. This is taking things into your own hands. This is playing to win. No fear at all, no doubt in his play.
There's no room for it. There's just not. GENG gets a 6. But Heretics, they've got a lot to fight back with here. 4 members on light armor, sure, but look at the ults. You can tell for GENG, the approach has become quickly get to B, try to clear out any Cypher utility that might be there, and then play the rest of the map.
And if you looked at the map earlier, the rotations, I mean, there was Patatek and Woot already ready and willing to come there to the rescue for the anchors on the site. That's how much fear GENG have put into this team of Heretics. And leaving one here this time to break the info utility, that's gonna keep a couple players here. I mean, Woot, he doesn't know what to do. He's jumping back and forth. If you looked at the minimap, he's staying B heaven, and now it's gonna be an A hit. The difference maker here is that site trip.
I've got your trail.
Has Benji Fishy one more. Seekers online and invested forward. Patatek had no chance to fight back.
What an entry. And now the map opens up. A counter. Seekers from the side of Heretics, but they don't know what's going on. They have no info.
Texture's 9-4 right now, 1 away from his ult.
My eyes are down.
30 seconds left.
Swing out forward. Heretics are here. It's just Woot. Benji Fishy playing backside. The trip's a little bit of safety, a little bit of cover, but now Texture understanding where his prey lays. And with 10 seconds left, they've cracked the thing wide open.
10 seconds left.
So patient, so precise, waiting for the double swing. Texture, he crept up forward. I mean, they knew off of that satchel of Woot that there's a player in elbow. And they're not making mistakes this time. They're swinging together. The fundamentals are in full effect.
The mistakes that we saw on Ascent gone.
A distant memory.
And obviously they looked so clean on Lotus. You wouldn't suggest that they would rear their ugly heads once more. This has been as clean as you could possibly ask for GENG.
One enemy remaining.
My ultimate is ready.
They're hunting. They're playing everything by the book. Everything is considered.
The economy is just insane right now for GENG. They can probably buy for the rest of the half. Every gun taken away from Team Heretics. And it's a scrappy buy, if there even is one.
I've got
You take a look at this one more time. Yeah,
He's on
the
a different level.
It's just ridiculous.
That's that slow creep up I was talking about.
Yeah.
And then the wide swing, changing the angle, the perception of how you're actually swinging.
Dre, it really feels.
It's going to be another B main approach. This time, Karen is going to lock down mid. So it's a little bit of a new look. That B main room, but no satchel to follow up this time. And it's a change of pace. GENG have been putting on so much pressure, and this time they just freeze off the rip of the round.
Here.
Waiting for any type of aggression from Heretics, waiting for any info. That flash gets no value, and the punish is there for texture.
What a beautiful call.
Munchkin,
I know exactly where you are.
he's been so great this entire tournament, this entire year.
They have so much of an advantage right now in every single facet of the game. They're perfectly okay with investing a Cypher ult right now.
And as all this sound is being made water, Munchkin just walks out B and he's gonna call them back. Yo, I got B, guys. It's as by the book, it's as clinical as it could possibly be.
Boo taking the head off Alakia there will keep things interesting, I suppose, but again, min-maxing the orbs, getting everything they want,
retrieved the
and then
spike.
some.
30 seconds left.
This call, I mean, this round from beginning to end was a
Spike
beautiful
planted.
display of calling.
The only thing Heretics have going for them right now is hope.
And hope dies last. But it's on. I mean, it's on a lifeline. The paranoia out. Heretics all huddled up in heaven, waiting for the flash to come through, waiting for the swing to connect. And yes, a couple of kills have been found. But is there enough time to make this happen? A 2v2, Munchkin and Karen trying to stabilize the situation. Boo will fall, Patatek's left alone. And much like has been the case this series, Heretics get to the doorstep of something special, and the door is slammed in their faces.
Just everything right now. GENG are on the top. They are supreme.
What a performance from GENG. What a
Yeah.
performance from Texture. 11-6 right now. Excellence embodied, greatness personified.
They've been raining terror all over on this map. The last two maps. One of the most dominant split attack sides I've seen.
And there might be more to come. The need for a gun round success has already started off on the wrong foot.
B is completely busted wide open.
There's no real chance to even fight back. They don't even have a chance to try to deny the hit. Because circles are being run around them.
Welcome to my world.
What a pit. Look at how deep that goes. It doesn't get much easier than this. A little bit of pressure will be alleviated, yes, but another 2v4. Another seemingly hopeless situation.
One enemy remaining.
And another punctuation mark for GENG.
We're here
Doug.
because we're the best. Don't
Last
any of
time
you forget
GENG
that.
played this map at an international, they were on the receiving end of an absolute cinema. Now they have created their own. All bases covered.
Hit you with a little more history. The last time EMEA as a region lost a best of 5 on international soil to another region, it was in Iceland. That was so long ago. And now GENG have the opportunity to do something really special in a number of different ways. Another change of pace. Another ridiculous call. And the doubt that creeps in
Oh my gosh.
for Heretics.
It's a terrible feeling. You're already losing 9-1, and these guys are playing this slow. It's kind of like rubbing dirt in a wound.
Cage triggered.
And now a confident call to arms for GENG as they turn their attention towards A. Perhaps the first time they'll be able to fight back, as there is some presence here on the site, but they don't really have the guns to do it.
If GENG transition into B heaven and use the showstopper, I'm gonna lose it, Doug. Because that would be the perfect call.
Cam was cleared, and Rians has to give some of the space back up, but and you can tell it's such a miserable spot to be in because you want to try to fight back. You want to try to make something happen.
30 seconds
There's the
left.
rollout. Texture pushing forward in the pit now. Oh, he's going to get dropped. The fuse is extinguished as Panatek gets two. No joy. Meteor will fall as well.
Player standing.
That's the round they win. A MasterCard thrifty for Heretics as they get their second round on the board.
Last round before the switch.
GENG decide to fight fire with fire in that round, using the showstopper to try to catch off Panatek. But that sight trip, that little change, it finally gave some value to the anchors of that A site.
What a snap from the kid.
Good work.
Come on, boys. Come on, please.
They gotta win anything. They gotta win every round they can get.
You heard Rians there trying to will him across the finish line, trying to force some fight. And in the 11th hour, they have to find a way to convert. Heretics in such a tough spot here. Rians has his Seekers. They're already seeing him satchel forward, back towards B. Benji Fish is doing the best he can to keep him back. They've drawn the paranoia out, though, and now GENG can flip the map once more.
That Omen ult is gonna have Team Heretics guessing about where he could be. That's why you saw Benji Fishy clearing out all backside. They know now that he's not on the flank.
The smoke will cover the trip. If GENG want to go forward mid, they're gonna have to deal with that. The truth is, they have a couple of ways to go about it as well, should they choose to do so. And meanwhile, for Heretics, as you see a couple of members anchored on B, eyes rise to turn tides. They have to find success here. Meanwhile, what a call and what a play from Munchkin. If he's able to get anything, any kill here, it's massive.
30 seconds left.
And he very well might do so. He's challenging Woot. Meanwhile, the hit on the other side, the paranoia is out. Boo keeping the line,
Spike down.
holding
B.
them back.
Cover going on.
And yeah, they've dealt with him, but you didn't consider Benji Fishy.
There.
13 seconds left. The spike is out of reach. Munchkin thought
10
he was the
seconds
one
left.
making a play. He was the one drawing misdirection on the other side of the map, and he was wrong. Heretics will get to 3.
What a close to the half for Heretics. And now they're hoping for that 9-3 curse.
My camera is destroyed.
Good off angle from Boo. Good bait setup to secure the last round of the half.
One enemy remaining.
They may need more than a curse to do this, because those don'ts they have ever played.
You imagine they're gonna want to convert this round. And for Heretics, the pressure, it's unsurmountable. If you make one mistake, GENG can run away with this thing. They can wash you like they did on the last map, 13-4 on Lotus.
They can wash you like they did in the first half. You've got to believe, though. And honestly, comebacks of this magnitude don't start in the server. They start in the mind. They start in the mental. All of the questions around how much is left in the tank for Heretics are coming to a head. They're demanding an answer right now. Heretics deciding to turn towards B. The paranoia is out. All of the utility to try to obfuscate what their approach is. And Woot and Benji Fishy able to get a couple here, but Meteor and Lockie on the trade.
Grenade!
3s apiece, everyone is here.
Last
As
player
again,
standing.
utility becomes a problem,
down,
and
B.
Woot cannot convert. GENG will get to 10.
Meteor the anchor. The longest standing member of this roster, remember that. 14-7 on this map of split. He's been biding his time, and he's looked so good on these pistol rounds.
Nice.
They can feel it. It's so close.
I get it. I get the pop-off, man. That pistol almost secures it.
Cover going out.
But be careful. When you think it's in hand is when things slip out of grasp, out of reach. Heretics choosing not to invest very much. 4 sheriffs, excuse me. And a
no armor.
stroll up mid. Woot's gonna be there on the trade, but Texture dropping 2. Overwhelmed by the swing, but Lakia is the cover. Lakia is the backup, and Lakia is down 2.
Shadows traveling.
We warned about this. We warned about the possibility of being so close, yet so far. Boo will fall. Now Patatek and Rians have to turn their attention towards B, and of course, they're already here. Karen's waiting. Posted up like a watchman backside.
And he's been so cold in these moments when he's anchoring. He doesn't panic when he gets double swung. He commits to one of the kills, but he's moving.
He's alone here and gets them both.
It is finished.
GENG will get to 11, now 2 steps away.
It got scary. But GENG secured the round. They brought it back. 2v3. That opener from Woot. That was so clean. The double swing here. Texture and Lakia, they just couldn't connect. But Karen, he's been so stable all year. Such a great addition. And their fans can feel it.
Heretics is feeling a lot of the pressure here too. Look at how aggressive of an approach this has been from GENG to start the round. What they were looking for, they have found. The orb in the hands of Texture, 3 away. And just like that, things are forced to slow down.
No sky flashes for Rians. Woot is gonna have a hard time entering. Boo is the only one that has a flash available for his side of the team.
Look at that triple stack on site. They're all here.
They're so ready to fight. They know they baited out both flashes.
Crosshair's trained. And this doesn't feel difficult for GENG. They've handled this so well.
Oh, but they're backing off.
They've left Lakia alone.
An opening for Heretics.
He's on an island.
No way.
The flash on the other side of the cage. Oh, but he doesn't swing. Wisely takes a step back, but makes his presence known. Meanwhile, can Karen strike from the disciplined corner as they roll out onto the site? They're spotting one. And now they know. GENG are trying to make this thing work. They're trying to fight him back with the inferior weaponry, but with 13 seconds left, they've got to go. Heretics have no time to slow this
10
down.
seconds left.
Meteor's so far away. Of course, it's Texture to potentially secure the round. The spam's not going to connect.
One enemy remaining.
Patatek's left alone. Can Patatek deliver? With 8 bullets to his name, he too will crumble.
What a nice setup on site. Playing up in the beginning, baiting out a bunch of utility. Woot, he entered into that site with no flash and got punished for it. Lakia running him down like a dog. And the double swing. Finito, chef's kiss.
That close. 1 round away. No timeouts to call.
Them out.
Is this where the Heretic story ends? And is this where GENG's begins? Looking to put the finishing touches on this now. Yeah, it's gone the distance. It's gone all 5. But you wouldn't believe it with how GENG played these last couple of maps. Heretics have to make something happen here. The paranoia as they try to satchel out into heaven, but they've only gotten to mail.
Satchel out.
Texture forced to try to hold the line. Satchel traded. A nade as well. Karen falls. Lakia on the snap. Benji Fishy dead. They're trying to work their way in, and they cannot. And now it's on to Boo. He has the swing, and it's time to kiss the ring. Denied, no more. Deferred, no